Yo, how are we doing tonight? Wani Wednesday finale. It's time. Sorry for the slight delay, by the way. I had to go renew my driver's license, and that shit took forever, because of course it does. Ugh. Yes, I just got home, so I might have to get distracted from time to time. But yeah, it's finally time. Another week, another Wani Wednesday. This time around, we left it off on a cliffhanger, I believe. We were heading towards the principal's office. So, let's get right into it then. Yes, March 27th. Where's my water bottle? There it is. My mind immediately begins to wander. Why am I being summoned to the office? They sure are calling up a lot of people. Maybe it's related to 2 weeks ago? The only thing keeping me company on my march to the principal's office is the sound of rubber soles on tile. They must spend a fortune on polishing these floors. It's not long before I notice another pair of footsteps coming from somewhere ahead of me. I squint my eyes, quickly recognizing the figure that's approaching me. It's Ben. I guess the student council wrapped up their meeting, though there's no sign of Liz anywhere. As the parasaur makes his way closer, I notice he has a complicated expression on his face. Hey Ben, what's going on? He flinches as I call his name, and looks around like a lost child before he spots me. We make eye contact for a few seconds, but he doesn't say anything. Everything alright, dude? Also, is there no audio? Oh. Pulls on his neck. Seems like we do have audio, at least. Just make sure I have music audio, because last stream audio just stopped all of a sudden. Suddenly, he turns away and continues down the hall. A sinking feeling takes hold of my chest. I almost try to speak up and stop him, but can't think of anything to say. I guess I better get going. After another minute of walking, I reach the door of the principal's office and find it wide open. Come in. I step into the office and close the door behind me, following the source of the deep voice. Ah, yes. I realize now that I've never seen the interior of the office before. It's fairly standard for an office. A long wooden desk, a filing cabinet, a few potted plants, and a couple of shelves for storing all sorts of things. However, on closer inspection, I notice things look a little more disheveled than I expected. Manila folders are strewn across the desk, one of the filing cabinet drawers hangs open, the potted plants are either overwatered or wilting. Is this really Scalar's office? Mr. Nito. My attention is suddenly pulled away towards the hulking figure sitting behind the desk. I can only imagine what the office chair is going through right now. Sir, is everything alright? Have a seat, please. He motions to a small plastic chair on my side of the desk. How have you been, Inko? I oblige his request, taking a seat and trying to suppress my anxiety. I think I'm doing well. He nods to himself, holding his eyes closed. That's good to hear. The whale looks down at an open folder on his desk, taking a moment to look over some kind of document. I have news for you regarding your instructor for AP Art Design and Photography. You mean Mr. Yatakan? Yes, Mr. Yatakan. A fine teacher. If student surveys are anything to go by, he also spoke quite highly of you. Did you have a strong relationship with him? Yeah, I think so. Did something happen? My heart drops as Ferris's brow lowers over ever so slightly. Suddenly, his tone completely shifts into one more clinical. Over the last 2 years, Mr. Yotacon has been suffering from a rare form of chondrosarcoma that originated in his vertebrae. His tone is heavy. I don't quite know what ailment he just named, like he should spit on the doctors responsible for discovering it, but the practiced movements and worn-out features are undeniable. He's by no means a fragile man, but the tiredness he tries to hide is barely concealed. Every student he's broken the news to has taken something more from him. Tensing himself slightly to be as tactful as he can, the attempted reverence is lost as he recited scripted lines just a few too many times already. He can't muster much more than this flat citation. This analysis means nothing. I'm just distracting myself from the reality of the situation, as though prolonging a confirmation will keep it from happening. Mr. Ferris notices my subtle confusion and clarifies like he must have done a few dozen times already. Bone cancer. Mr. Yotacon was well advised by medical professionals about the treatment options available to him, and the district offered him a generous medical leave in recognition of his tenure here at St. Hammond. He turned both of these down. The cacophony of thoughts swirling in my head makes it nearly impossible to think, impossible to focus on anything. Right now, all I can do is revel in it. Time passes. I'm not sure how much, but I still can't get a grip on my own mind. Ferris is calmly waiting for me to say something, but I can tell he's becoming uncomfortable. There's only one thing that I can muster the will to ask. Why? The whale grimaces. I wish I had an answer. His inflection tells of his own questioning thoughts. The exchange seems to give Ferris the energy to continue, however. On Sunday, Mr. Yotacon was hospitalized due to a complication with his illness. He passed away the following morning. Olivia was called here before me. Counseling will be available for you and anybody else affected. Sorry, do you know where Olivia went? No, she didn't say. I'd like to go now, Mr. Ferris. Yes, feel free. I stand up from the plastic chair, pushing it closer to the principal's desk. Offering one last nod to the superintendent, I let myself out of the office. As soon as the door clicks shut, I start running. Shit, where would she go? The studio room, maybe? It's the best lead I have. Thanks to all those gym classes, I'll have no trouble getting there quickly. My new destination takes me up the main staircase of the school and onto the second floor. It's not long before I'm staring down the hallway of Yotacon's classroom. I breathe a sigh of relief as I spot Olivia sat in front of the door. God, what do I even say to her? My thoughts come crashing to a halt as I see another dinosaur beside her, gesturing manically. Ben? From an outsider's view, it looks like Ben is trying to talk her into something. But there's such a stark contrast between their moods. I suppose Ben is mourning too, but maybe he's just handling it differently. That's the plan I have in mind. What do you think of it? Olivia? Yeah, okay. Olivia's reply came off weak and unfocused, like she wasn't talking to Ben at all. Can I count on you to be a part of it? Sure. I remain obscured from view. This doesn't seem like a conversation I should intrude on. I'll just catch up to Olivia after. Honestly, I'm somewhat surprised Ben is talking to her. No, maybe that Olivia is listening to Ben? That those differences are being put aside. For once, our priorities are aligned. I had thought to come and find Olivia too. I wonder, Yotacon was a mentor to each of us. Like, he'd always be around to help us, but now? All the little things that make you anxious or aggravated are gone in an instant. And all that's left is reality. Why bother with this dramatic garbage? If now is not the time to be brought together, then when? I'm thinking too much. My hands are shivering. Something in my heart threatens to fall apart, but not now. Her voice was too quiet for me to hear, but whatever she'd said wasn't what Ben wanted to hear. Olivia, I need to know that you're with me on this. Yeah. Olivia. Ben kneels right next to Olivia's chair, putting the two at eye level, though she kept hers averted to the side. I need to know that you're in on this fully. There's a strange panic in the Parasaur's voice. Please, Olivia, for him? Finally, after what felt like a few minutes despite it only being 4 or 5 seconds, Olivia looks back at Ben's face and gives him a meek nod. I'm going to take that as a yes, then. The Gator girl gives no other reply to Ben's words. The only sign that his words had registered in her mind were her hands suddenly yet gently shaking, all the while her claws dug ever deeper into her wheelchair's armrests. Her bulwark broke at last. Seeing the droplets from her eyes drives a searing pain through my chest. My instincts drove me forward beyond my common sense. I grip the blue boy's shoulders and pull him up. Ben! The Parasaur's eyes snap up towards me. He makes eye contact with me, a depressive expression coating his face. Inko, what are you doing here? I wanted to see Olivia. Olivia's silver eyes finally lift, and the pain reflected in them threatens to shatter my aching heart. Ben looks back to see those mournful eyes too, though his reaction seems the opposite to mine as a smile draws across his face. Inko, hear me out. I'm trying to organize a eulogy for Yata-kan. You know, say our goodbyes to him. He deserves it at least. Olivia, me, and you. He helped each of us out so much, and... While the Parasaur rambles on, I turn my attention solely on Olivia. I pushed past Ben and take a knee next to Olivia, now eye level with her. Ben finally stops talking. I can feel his stare boring into the back of my head. He wants an answer for whatever he was just talking about. A eulogy for Mr. Yata-kan. It's so surreal to think about that. To think that I spoke to him only yesterday and today he's just gone. A eulogy. Yeah, it's the least we could do for Yata-kan as his pupils. He deserves so much more though. So much. Right, yeah, Olivia's probably feeling what I'm feeling right now. This fight between reality and emotions. Yata-kan's gone and I'm still trying to process it, trying to accept the fact that I'll never see him again, or listen to him again, or get advice from him again. Never get to impress him, or show him how much I've improved because of his lessons. I don't think I'm ready to accept that he's gone. Ben clears his throat, snapping me from my stupor and back to our current reality. I'm sorry to be so pushy, but I need to know if you and Olivia are in or not. Ben turns to look at Olivia as he says those words. Olivia, meanwhile, continues to stare absent-mindedly at the wall, almost as if Ben's words were not emanating from right next to her, but a few dozen miles away instead. Ben, I don't think... I suddenly feel a cool, scaled hand fall on top of my own. I turn to look into Olivia's pain-stricken eyes. They gaze deeply into mine, pleading, begging to make the pain vanish. I don't quite know what I should do. I think we need a bit more time. Now's not the time to be talking about this. Can you give us some time, Ben? The student council president's taken aback by my words. But Olivia... His frustration with us seems to grow with each second. Ben, look, No! I turn fully to Ben with my hands raised defensively. Ben, listen. We need to do this. For Yata-kan. For everyone that cared about him. For us. So why won't you help me? We want to, Ben, really. But can't you see that what you're asking for is way too soon? Damn it, we just found out. His breathing is haggard now, his composure completely blown. And his own pain is painted across his face as he allows his glasses to slide away from his puffy red eyes. Just... Ben. Her voice is soft, so soft and gentle. Her head turns back to me, her own pain still in her eyes, but also sympathy too. She looks forward and her words are more resolute. Ben, I understand. The pairs our boys' breathing hitches. You're right, we should do this, and I will. I promise I will. But it's too soon. We all need time. But he clenches his teeth, followed by his fists. He takes a sharp and even breath, his glasses sliding off his face right into the floor. He's so agitated, so exasperated and devastated that he doesn't seem to care. My free hand finds itself on my other friend's shoulder, forming a full link between us. Olivia reaches down and picks up the prescription glasses, using her sleeve to smudge them cleanish. Ben struggles, his already broken composure fracturing further. His hands shake as he accepts the proffered eyewear from Olivia, having great difficulty setting them back on straight. When he can finally look up from the floor, his eyes are even more raw with fresh pain. You promise? Olivia nods at the quivering question, her own lips starting to shake as well. Yes, but for now, Ben finally gets it, as his emotional dam is near bursting. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Ben walks up to me and pats me on the shoulder. With a final solemn look at Olivia and nod towards me, he walks out of the classroom and leaves Olivia and I alone. As the door clicks closed behind me, I hear Olivia take a sharp and shuddery breath before turning to look at me. Her eyes are glossy and puffy on the edges. Trails of tears stain down her cheeks. An expression as of someone who doesn't want to believe that it's true, but knows deep down that it is. As I look at her, I feel my emotions come back twice as hard. No, I need to be strong for her sake, damn it. Olivia, I try to find the proper words to say something to her. Anything that could give her any sense of comfort to ease her pain. But I feel my throat begin to tighten, like someone's hand is around my neck. Oh, I know that feeling. I don't even notice that I'm crying until my vision becomes blurred with tears. Without thinking, I wrap my arms around the baryonyx and pull her into a hug. Olivia seems shocked at first, frozen by my sudden reaction. But I then feel a pair of arms wrap around me, and hands clutching in my jacket. Olivia begins to softly sob into my shoulder. I feel my own resolve break down as I hear the increasing pain in her cries. When we're like this, I can't even pretend to be the stronger one anymore. Maybe I could bear the pain of Yada-kun, but seeing Olivia like this, I hold on tighter. I don't want to let her go. Suddenly, she mumbles something into my shoulder. What was that? We pull apart, and I look over at Olivia. Her sunken face is covered in splotches and trails of wet and dry tears. She's hyperventilating and looks like an absolute mess right now. Despite this, her eyes are fierce and lively as they meet mine. I need to do something. Right now? She doesn't respond, hurriedly rolling down the hall towards the elevator. Where would she? The fountain. The only place she could be going. I step forward to follow her, but stop. No matter how I try, I can't continue. This is Olivia's promise, not mine. I have no right to intrude into it like that. My hesitancy robbed me of any choice in the matter. She went alone. I'm a fucking idiot. Alone in this freezing weather while she's going through this? What the hell was I thinking? I start my silent march through the halls, on the building, and into the frozen wilderness. It's cold out, freshly starting to snow. The world just feels so much smaller, muted and colorless. Now's not the time. I must find Olivia. There's thin tire tracks in the thinly laid snow, pathing out down the sidewalk. I follow them. The path is serene. The falling flecks of white make it feel like one of Olivia's landscapes. The fountain must just be around the corner. Oh God. I should have gone with her. Of course the fountain is only accessible with stairs. The steps are tall and coated in a thin layer of ice. It's a death trap. Something rolls down and bumps my shoe. It's one of Olivia's handles. Oh fuck. My face flashes with heat and my blood runs cold. Oh my god, I can't lose 2 people in one day, please. I will myself to look up. 8 steps up, Olivia's wheelchair is toppled over on its back. Seat ripped, wheels spread, it's unrecoverable. Olivia is 2 steps further, halfway onto the ledge. Her arm reaches up for the next one. Olivia! Olivia stops and slowly looks back. It's a look of shock and humiliation at being seen like this. She turns back and starts pulling herself up the next step. Damn it, Olivia. I take a step up and catch myself. It's a wonder she even got this far. But I find my balance and start marching up towards her. Her arm slips on the ledge as she falls back. I caught her in my arms from behind. I didn't make it. She looks up at me, eyes still filled with tears. I carefully set her down on one of the steps. She hides her face in her palms. I failed Yotacon. Olivia chokes back a sob. I'm just a stupid fuck-up. Fucking chair. Then continues to weep. I sit there and stare for a moment, trying to figure out what to do. I really haven't ever been in a situation like this. The poor girl is shaking, rather it's from the cold or her situation, I don't know. Instinctively, I wrap my arms around her and pull her close to me. Olivia shifts her body accordingly, and we end up in an embrace. Her sobbing calms down to just occasional hiccups, and her body is no longer sapping the heat for me either. Sorry, Inko. Sorry for what? Everything. Being an asshole, being a failure, making you waste your time on me. I'm just awful. Don't say that. I love you. That's what I wanted to say. Now isn't the time. I'm your friend. You know that. I'm here for you in the same way you're here for me. Olivia breaks away from our hug. Her face is tear-stained, but she isn't crying anymore. She's looking down at her wheelchair. Do you have a spare at home? No. I stand up, look up the stairs towards the fountain, then back to Olivia. I can call Liz if you want. She can come pick us up after we're done. We can worry about your chair then. You're not a failure, Olivia. We're getting you to that fountain. I reach my hand down towards her. Olivia's confusion erodes into a soft smile as she stares at my hand, and then back to me. Come lower. Let me grab your shoulder. I've done this a few times before. I lean in closer, and Olivia pivots as best she can. Once more, she uses her tail as an anchor in place of her legs. I'm holding her up pretty well. Never considered it, but that tail must be pretty muscular. Let's go. I want to make Yotacon proud. I climb up to the next step, planting my foot on solid ground. Olivia waits for me to stop before quickly moving her tail up to the next step as well. It's sort of like we're each one leg. Simple enough. It only now occurs to me how close we are right now. By close, I mean I'm practically craning Olivia against my side. Up another step. Eventually, we finally make it to the top. I manage to shuffle to the fountain. You could just put me down right here. Alright. I gently lower Olivia down and place her on the lip of the fountain. There's just enough space for her to sit along the edge, with one leg resting on top and the other hanging off. She looks into the still water in contemplation. My eyes follow hers, focusing in on the coins that have settled on the bottom of the fountain, though hard to see through the opaque ice. I've stuffed my hands in my pockets for warmth, feeling the skin of my knuckles start to split already. My fingers trace over the quarters I'd usually use on our lunchtime drinks. The powerful sneeze draws me away from my meandering thoughts to see the Gator girl quiver on the cold concrete seat. Damn it. Her jaws clench tight, baring her sharp teeth to the world. Her nostrils flare with each of her breaths, a hot air creating a puff of visible mist. And her eyes are filled to the brim with a fiery rage and salty tears. I want to break the silence between us. Ask for her thoughts. She's deep within them, though. Raging within her own mind. Finally having the moment to process everything that's happened. In the end, it's Olivia that breaks the silence with a single, quiet, disdain-filled curse. Damn it. Her eyes shut, keeping her tears from falling. Damn it. A hiss seeps through her lips. I made it. I finally made it, but... The thought goes unfinished. She lets her shoulders down, and turns her gaze away from the spouting water. Listlessly gazing towards the obscured afternoon sun that's just managing to peek through the clouds and the snow-covered trees. Maybe that she's imagining that's where he is now. But what now? I withdraw my hand from my pocket, holding it open for her to see the pocket change in my palm. Scanning over the water feature before us, I think back to all the times I wanted to do just this with someone else. How about we make a wish? Olivia's brow furrows as she glances off to the side. Her fingers grip her hoodie, and I watch as she considers my suggestion thoroughly. Sure, a wish sounds nice right now. I motion her forward. The Gator girl holds her hand out to me, and I drop a quarter into her palm. On 3? I nod in reply. 1, 2, 3. I wish for... Our twin coins flip in the air together. I watch as the coin spin skyward, crashing through the falling snowflakes. At their apex, the coins seem to pause just to briefly touch one another. And with a synchronized plop, both of the quarters hit the water together. Leaning forward, I see that the coins even landed on the same side. Heads. I wonder if that'll double our chances of making our wishes come true or something. I let out a huff in amusement from Olivia's comment. Though the more I think about it, the more I hope it does. We stay there, looking at the fountain together in silence. For a moment, it feels as though time has stopped around us. It's just me and Olivia, experiencing the moment together. It almost makes me forget what had just transpired, what we were dealing with, what kind of future the two of us were looking at. For this moment, though, none of those dreadful thoughts mattered. What matters right now is finding a small bit of peace, of solace. A little bit of calm before the storm that was inevitably coming. A harsh wind chill finally brings Olivia and I out of our thoughts. Hey, I'm sorry for being super distant earlier. You don't have to apologize for that, Olivia. Everyone goes through these sorts of things differently. I know, but I just feel bad. I know I'm not the only one who's sad that Yata-kan is gone, but... Her pause makes me stop and turn around to face her. I can see it in her face that she's trying to form the right words. Yata-kan was the first person who I felt was a role model for me. He didn't just believe in me, he made me believe in myself. Not just for my art, but being able to succeed in general. I knew that Yata-kan meant a lot to her, but I never realized he meant that much to her. More than anything, he actually cared about me. About my thoughts and my dreams. I felt... Olivia's lips tremble as she struggles to voice the thought. Normal. God, I probably sound stupid saying that. I shake my head in disagreement. You don't. Mr. Yata-kan was important to me as well. It's okay, Olivia. I know how you feel. He gave me some of the best advice I've ever gotten from anyone, and encouraged me to follow my dreams, like you. I wish I'd met him sooner. There's a moment of silence between us, the air filled with a mix of sympathetic emotions. A shared sadness for the passing of someone who made an impact in both of our lives, but a sense of thankfulness that he graced our lives. Guess we both got our issues, huh? Yeah, I guess so. A fresh breeze of icy air sends a shudder down my spine. So, what should we do now? I pat off the growing pile of snow off of my shoulders and head. Let's see. I look at my phone. School is ending in 10 minutes. Do you want to just chill here until then? No pun intended. No puns? Sure. I look around, noticing a tiny bench for two nestled against a tree. The Gator girl must have noticed, as she's already holding her arms out for me. I recall something, a certain pair of raptors. I kneel down, facing away from Olivia. I can feel the icy flakes melt off of me as Olivia leans against me again. Her powerful arms wrap around my shoulders, clawed fingers digging into my jacket. My fingers lock together to form a makeshift seat for her from behind me. With my passenger secured, I make a beeline for the bench. As I get caught up in what I feel pressing into my back. Titties. She lets herself drop onto the bench, uncaring of for her landing. Taking a page from the book of Olivia, I also drop it carefully next to her, just glad to have some shelter from the increasing snowfall. So here we are, mission accomplished for Olivia. Now what? My curiosity compels me to ask Olivia something. If you don't mind me asking, what did you wish for? I don't think you could tell someone what you wished for, or else it won't come true. The superstitious side of myself says that she has a fair point, so I decided not to push her any further on it. Just curious is all. We continue relaxing in comfortable silence. I mean, I don't mind telling you if you tell me yours. I guess that's only fair. What did I wish for just now? It's hard to put it into words. It's not something specific, rather a feeling that I keep coming back to. Back before I came to this school, I would have wished for more friends, or a successful future, or to take back something embarrassing from the past. But now that I think about it, I didn't need to make a wish. That's too vague. I know, but I don't know how else to put it. Come on, at least try. My best memories from the past few months. This? Being outside in the freezing cold? No, not that. What do you mean then? I struggled to find the words without making myself sound stupid. You know, we've hung out a lot together, but it's not often that it's just the two of us. Just us? Yeah, that doesn't happen a lot. I wish it was like that more often. The Baryonyx's eyes go wide. Shoot, maybe that came across too weird. I mean, I just want to get closer to you, you know? I watched the beginnings of a blush form across Olivia's cheeks. Wait. I don't mean it like that. I want to get to know you better. She glances away, laughing nervously as her tone changes drastically. Yeah, I understand. Totally. I breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, give me a second. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. You want to know what I wished for? If you don't want to share, you don't have to. No, I asked for yours. It's only right. I wished to know what I want to wish for. I glance across the bench towards her. I can't make sense of anything right now. I want today to be over, frozen, and to have never happened all at once. I want Yanakon back, but I don't want to just replace him with someone else. It's too late to start all over again. She stops to wipe her eyes, but they are already dry. All I've ever wanted was to be someone he would be proud of, but it just feels impossible. She looks away. I ended up picking something lame. Sorry. What's that? Olivia's still looking away, so while I can hear her hesitation, I can't tell what she's thinking. I threw that coin, and out of everything racing in my mind, the one thought that stuck out the most was just... She chews her lips in contemplation for a moment, and when she finally continues, her voice is a soft whisper. I want somebody I can trust. I feel my face heat up from her words and her tone. Even with her head turned, I notice a red flush creeping over Olivia's face too. I instinctively jerk my head the other direction. Shoot, what do I do now? We're both sitting motionless, neither daring to say another word. If I listen closely, I feel I can hear her heartbeat from here. She can probably hear mine as well. I don't even notice the cold anymore. Maybe we could just stay like this for a few weeks. No, don't be ridiculous. You need to tell her how you feel. I clear my throat, searching for words that wouldn't come. She just said she wanted somebody to trust. I mean, you can trust me. I hear shuffling from Olivia. Damn it, I can't work up the nerve to turn my head towards her. My neck feels like a rusted hinge as I try to disobey my body and look at her through my periphery. Do you trust me? Despite my words, she nods her head vigorously, the blush growing dangerously bright. Well, I shift my body towards her on the bench. I trust you too. Suddenly she shakes her head a bit to bring herself back to reality. Maybe I could be honest with you then. You're silly and you're ridiculous. Maybe a little over-optimistic. You're thoughtful and adventurous, and you're so willing to just take me with you. You don't treat me any differently for this stupid thing. She lightly hits the armrest of the bench. I guess I stopped noticing it at some point. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, you're like... So many words dance on the tip of my tongue. Like... My mouth and my brain are at a standstill, one wanting to just blurt whatever while the other keeps it all in and disseminates it in a thoughtful manner. You have to watch the VOD? Alright, well thanks for stopping by then, Rice. You missed out on quite a doozy, but I think you're gonna enjoy the VOD. What comes out is... A furious snort rips from the Gator girl's nose, followed by peals of laughter. Out of embarrassed shame, I cover my face with my hands. What was that? I curse my nerves as I try to protest her continued guttural guffaws. Come on, Olivia, I'm really trying. The snowflakes that had managed to still land on me melt away from the extreme heat radiating from my whole head. Olivia acquiesces, though, drawing back into just a very smug grin. Okay, take two, Inko. My head's temperature finally drops from core of the sun to a more manageable volcano. Thanks, jerk. Seeing that small quirk of her own lips, I can't stop a smile from growing on my face. I guess, be honest with her and yourself. Honest. At the very start, I thought you were just out of it. What? You almost ran me over in the hallway. Oh. She frowns and looks away. Sorry. And then you tried to get my seat moved. Sorry. And the claw thing today? Not sorry about that. I figured. And you used to be hard to talk to. I felt awkward every time I'd even try. Like, thank Raptor Jesus for Damien and Liz, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten to know the real you. Olivia rings her clawed fingers together. And what do you think of the real me? She's easily the most caring person I've ever known. I mean, yeah, she can be a little shellfish, and doesn't think ahead at sometimes. But when she cares for something, she just has to do everything she possibly can for whatever it is. Is that what you think? Yes, I think you're quite caring and passionate and what? And I know Mr. Yatakan saw that in you too. Olivia's eyes water at the mention of our mentor. Thank you, Inko. Now's the time, Inko. Just say it. Hey, Inko? Say it, say it, say it, say it, say... Do you like me? Yes? Why does talking have to be so hard? I prepare for Olivia's smug one-liner to crush my weak confession. Instead, I watch as Olivia brings her hood up and hides her eyes with it. Really? For some reason, seeing her like this fills me with a well of confidence. Yeah. Can I hear you say it? I like you, Olivia. I don't get how... Her hood peels away just enough so I can hear her shimmering silver eyes. So I can see her shimmering silver eyes. Why would you like someone like me? Well, like you too. Olivia brings her legs to her chest, holding the limbs tightly to her. She brings her hoodie's hem over her legs, transforming herself into a crocodile-shaped igloo. An Olivia glue. Oh, slippers was a bad idea. Oh crap. Yeah, you okay? Fine, just call someone. I cough awkwardly and get my phone out to call Liz. Hello? Inko? Is that you? Aren't you supposed to be in class right now? Scalar let Olivia out and I out early. Oh, okay. I was told about Professor Yatakan. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm with Olivia by that old park by the school. Her chair's busted and we're kinda stuck. There's a keening whine from the bundled crocodile next to me, her tail wrapping around to see her as if to hug herself. Broke? In this weather? Are you two okay? We're fine. Can you come pick us up? Sure, I think I remember where that is. I'm with Principal Scalar right now. Once we're finished, I can get you two on the way home. Thanks. After some shuffling, the call drops. I turn back to Olivia. She seems more anxious than anything right now. You alright? Yeah. I'll be okay. The stovepipe maw of the Olivia glue chatters quietly in the cold. My concern finally takes hold, forcing me to finally close the gap between us. She said the chair had no replacement. It'll take a while for a new one to come in. That means she'll be trapped at home, completely sealed off from the outside. Man. The beginning of Olivia's annoyed protests die of exposure, becoming a grumbling acceptance as I wrap my arms around her shivering form. You're lucky you're warm, Inko. Oh, those are- wait, where are those slippers? Hold on. Oh, page up. How do I... What's the controls again? How do I do the thing? How do I just see the back? Ah! Controls! Show me the controls. Ah, whatever. But are those pedo bears slush slippers? Yeah, I definitely feel like it, as her body shifts and nestles closer against me. Olivia's tail lays on my lap, the shivers reverberating through it the most. I lay my palm atop it, feeling the cold limbs shaking slowly still. Some long-distant trivia about limbs losing heat fastest springs to mind, and in the hopes of keeping my frostbite away, I pet the heavy tail. And as I do so, I hear the silliest sound rumbling from Olivia's chest and through the rest of her. It's like a purring cat, almost. There's a new sensation on my cheek now, soft and warm. Oh, she kissed me. She's... Her lips are planted firmly on my cheek, and this feels nice. As I continue to warm her tail for her, I feel her warm lips press more and more against my cheek. I don't know if kisses are supposed to go this long, and be this wet. And now the lips are moving, and some pointy things are there, and... mulch. And that's her teeth. That's cute. That's so cute. Oh! Olivia instantly lets go of my cheek from her non-lethal bite. Oh, fuck, sorry. I'm new to this stuff. I'm nervous. It's okay, really. I put a hand to my cheek to feel the damage. I feel the indents of her fangs, but nothing serious. I almost even start falling asleep before we hear a car pull up to the bottom of the hill. Olivia perks up and leans forward to try and see who it is. A few seconds later, Liz's head rises above the stairs, scanning like a submarine periscope. Crap, it's gonna be tough getting all the way back down, even with Liz's help. I look back and smile at Olivia, still huddled against herself and clinging to my arm. You ready? Today seemed to drag on endlessly. Liz's arrival had ended our embrace, and she had quite the dour look on her face. She said she'd been in a meeting with the principal, and I could only imagine how the faculty and student council were reacting to Yatakon's passing. Her mood seemed to lift a little, at least, when she saw Olivia and I both huddled together beneath a tree. Olivia's mood, on the other hand, plummeted. Probably from the way Liz and I had to carry her to the car. The ride to the Payne household had been silent, save for Olivia's grumbling and embarrassment. Think I'd be in a similar mood if I was treated like a sack of potatoes, but then again, how else were we supposed to carry her? I should suggest more leg workouts to Coach Solly, just in case. Damien and Randy were waiting for us at the curb, the older man looking over Olivia with worry. When your friend told us, Soph and I were beside ourselves. I'm fine, Randy, just... Randy didn't hear her, as the instant her car door was open, her legal guardian pulled her up into one hell of a bear hug. Come on, I'll get you kids out some hot cocoa. Damien watched on with a smile of relief as his father hauled her over his shoulder and marched into his home. You guys want to stick around? Vinny's still in school, so we'll have the consoles to ourselves. It's still pretty early, all things considered. Sure, I'd love some hot chocolate right now. Liz? I'd like to, really, but the council still needs to prepare the arrangements for Yatakon's... well, you know. Maybe I'll come by after if I can. Alright, well if you do, I'll make sure there's some cocoa left. Appreciate it. With that, Liz drives off down the street. Come on, let's head inside before we turn into popsicles. Settling into the well-worn couch, I notice a distinct lack of baryonyx. Where's Olivia? Randy chimes in from the kitchen, busying himself with an old-fashioned kettle. She wanted to rest on her bed for now, boys. Give her some time. No one can resist hot cocoa during weather like this, especially how I make it. Never had home-brewed hot chocolate, but if it's anything like his cooking, then it must be some good stuff. After a few minutes, Randy comes in with a tray. Here you go, guys. You get the Vinny mug. He passes around a few Christmas-themed mugs labeled with the family's names and leaves the last one on top of a nearby drawer. You're gonna have to be a Vinny for a bit. You cool with that? Yeah, thanks, Randy. Man, you look cold. Were you out there long? It's true. By now the snow on my jacket melted and my clothes are chilly and soaked. Feel free to take a load off until you warm up. I'll be in my bedroom resting. Holler if you need anything else. He gives Damien a pat on the back and leaves. The mug is hot to the touch, but it's a welcoming feeling to warm up my icy fingers. I take a moment to gently blow air on the beverage to cool it down before moving it onto my lips. Yeah, it's pretty good. Damien is chugging his. Man, I love hot chocolate. That's my morning beverage. I don't drink coffee, I drink hot chocolate in the morning. It's Wani Wednesday! Welcome in, Terror. You missed the heavy stuff. He finishes the swig and sets the glass down. That must have been half of it in one go. Well, there are multiple ways to enjoy anything. After today's events and weather, I really needed this. Another sip. It really is helping me warm up. I didn't even notice how cold I was. Hey, Vinny. Yeah? You good? I'm holding it together, yeah. Still a bit scattered. I don't blame you. Hey, Pops doesn't want you venturing back into the tundra out there. You up for a game or something? He gestures to the entertainment setup. No, but go ahead, I'll watch. Damien thinks for a second, the few gears in his head turning in conflict. Really, I don't mind. Alright, I'll get set up. Damien sets his game up, searching several mismatched cases for the right CD and giving the screen a good thump to get it to work properly. Grabbing a controller, he turns on the Xbox One, selects something called Rock Ring ODHG. Rock Ring? What is Rock Ring a reference to? And settles deep into his groove on the couch. This one's my favorite in the series. After a minute or two of gathering a full lobby, the Dilophospino Dino picks his class and begins his virtual rampage. Only a minute in and he manages the first kill. I'm just a bit burnt out for the day, getting pretty tired actually. Hey Inca, yeah? Olivia didn't come back with a wheelchair. Did something happen? Yeah, she isn't taking Yatakan's passing well. Man. Well, I'm glad you were there for her. My eyes remain on the screen, lost in the vibrant violence as some in-game announcer proclaims Damien's digital massacre. Poggers! On his part, Damien's frills wavered like crazy, and it looked as if his arms also wanted to wave in victory. You want to talk about it? I don't want to take up your time, Damien. Come on, man. We've known each other for a while. You can be honest with me. Not sure where to begin, really. Yatakan was really cool. I don't really have the right words for it. Somehow, I think I'm unqualified to speak on it compared to Olivia. She knew him better than I ever did. He was important to her, yeah. We talked about it for a bit before Liz picked this up, but I'm worried I'm not much help. Well, that's what we're here for, right? To help her out in any way we can. Best thing to do is to be ourselves for her, but she'll eventually go through the motions her own way. Yeah, that makes a surprising amount of sense. I slowly look up from my mug over to Damien. And you make it sound so easy, too. He briefly meets my gaze before returning his attention to the screen. I know I'm not the smartest guy around, but I do know Olivia. We don't share her parents, but she's still my older sister. Older sister? Her birthday's first, duh. And knowing Olivia, she'll be able to manage. But how are you managing? Me? Trying to sort the maelstrom of emotions running rampant in my head is... overwhelmed, I guess. I wish I'd gotten to learn more from him. Olivia could probably recite some of his lessons by heart. She probably could. I remember the first time she got to work with some special paints in his class, she was just ecstatic. She came home a mess, covered all over with blues and greens and leaving tracks behind wherever she went. When Mom saw her carpet vandalized, she threw her right into the backyard and hosed her off. I ended up joining in because it looked fun. Eyeing the hallway leading to her room, a part of me wants to see if she's alright. That part simply wants to be closer to her again. Damien looks back again, the outspoken question clearly written across his arched brows. What about Olivia and you? Speaking of, I may have told Olivia that I liked her. About time. Huh? What? You two stuck together like glue ever since the summer barbecue. I mean, come on now. Anyone with half a brain could see that you were becoming more than friends. All the signs were there. Although it does worry me a little. Why is that? Well, think about it. Your teacher just passed away. You're both wrecks right now. What if it's just that suspension bridge thing? I don't know, man. It only just happened. You're right. Sorry. Damien's being awfully sharp for once. I do like Olivia. I know that. I guess I'm a little scared of the future. How so? There's just a bunch of things I still don't get about Olivia. Or maybe friendship in general. When I first arrived at St. Hammond, I never really had any friends like you guys. So to suddenly be involved in all this? I don't know. Think I get it, yeah. Things can be a little dramatic around here. One way to put it. What's so different about you? What's so different about your old friends? Never really had any. Well, that's not true. I had friends, but they were like day friends, you know? Classmate friends, yeah, I got a bunch. Your folks constantly moving means they only ever lasted like a year tops. Yeah, am I a day friend? No way, you come to our parties and everything. In fact, look. He points to the subtle discolored patch on my jeans where Vinny's acid punch had failed to completely wash off. We got you marked. Thanks, it means more than you know. To be honest, I always had a good feeling about you. Thought you'd be a decent addition to the group, but to see Olivia actually start opening up around you? 2 months ago, that was unthinkable. All those years I was trying alone, you know? Made it all worthwhile, not to take credit or anything. I'm just really glad to see her happy after so long. Moments of Olivia and I together flash into my head. Good, bad, and everything in between. It all culminates into a single image of her staring up at me with that smile of hers. Me too. Hard to believe that she's been dealing with so much inside when I first met her. Well, Inko, some people just have a lot of problems they hide from the world. For example, puts the controller down and shifts to look me in the eyes. His character is instantly sniped. That hot chocolate gave me a tummy ache. I'm being serious. That was serious. It could be little things like that. Little stresses that add up. Now, it doesn't bother me, but someone else? It might just about ruin them. If you're trying to get with Olivia, I'll give you a nickel's worth of advice my dad told me. If a girl you like asks to wear your shirt at 2 AM and to bake cookies, she's an absolute keeper. Ha, that's some pretty good advice. Just don't break her heart, yeah? Wouldn't dare to think of it. Davian offers me a fist to bump, to which I happily reciprocate. A door creaks open. Both our heads turn back at the sound. She kneels in the doorway to her room, leaning against the side railing. Damien nods to me and continues his game. The ambient gunfire and controller clicking fills the silence. I take the hint and stand up, slowly approaching Olivia as she tries to shuffle down the hallway. She's completely upright in a display of pure confidence. Even her tail is upright as if to amplify her dignity. I'll have to tell her how cute that is when I'm not so drained. I wordlessly offer her a hand, and she accepts. With her on my shoulder, I walk to both of us towards the living room couch and plop down on with her. Oh, here. I lean forward to grab her cocoa from the coffee table. Most of the warmth has gone by now. Guess I can go warm it up in the microwave for her. Oh no, She's tugging my arm. Come on, it's cold. She starts leaning harder against me to keep me from getting up all the way. Alright, jeez. I give her the mug and she goes to start sipping instantly. I was going to warm... My voice dies as I feel her settle against my legs with a relaxed hum. Her body relaxes more and I'm allowed to sit up enough for her to settle in by my shoulder. She's warm. Two of us watch Damien's game continue. Olivia continues sipping down her drink, letting one hand free from the mug. Her hand finds its way to mine, and our fingers curl around each other's. Damien plays a few more games. I don't really keep track of how well he does. Finishes one last match and yawns, stretching back over the couch. Alright, that's probably enough for me. I'm gonna get going, give you two some space. Okay. Damien gets up from the couch and slides his controller near the cabinet where it lied before. On his way out, he stops to look right into my eyes. Hey, keep things chill, man. Don't do anything stupid, alright? Yeah. He nods and heads off to the depths of the house. And just like that, it's quiet once more. Is she asleep? Hey. I don't think you've seen my room before, have you? Not at all. Would you want to see? I'd love to. I watch her blush. Am I getting good at this? Okay, just walk me there. Similar to before, I help Olivia off the couch and we shuffle our way towards her room. Wow. I'm not sure what I was expecting Olivia's room to look like, but I'm surprised. It's the air that hits me first, a strange mix of a heavy fake floral candle trying its best to cover the almost nostalgic sense of art supplies. Band posters and paintings of dinosaurs cover a lot of her wall space, like the room is her own personal canvas. Her desk sat beneath the window again. Her desk sat beneath the window. Again, what space that wasn't covered by the faded-looking paper was instead covered in dried-up paints. Right next to that, a dresser holding up a decades-old television and retro gaming consoles. All in all, it reminds me of the rooms they'd show in older high school movies. So, where do you want? Just on the floor's fine. I gently lower Olivia to the floor, letting myself sit cross-legged next to her in the process. So, what do you think? I think it suits you. Figured you wouldn't have any chairs. I got this really soft rug and beanbag chair over there. She gestures to a beat-up lump in the corner near a large lamp. Olivia pulls something off her bed. It's a laptop, open to a music program. But I don't recognize any of these songs, or bands, or albums. That's a pretty big track list. What music do you listen to? I'm sort of a closeted metalhead. Whenever I'm alone, I put on some full blast while I do chores or art. Generator Head, Super Death, Iron Tomb, you name it. What do you listen to? Please let us get in, don't lock us away. Mumble rap? I listen to mumble rap. If that scratches your brain, then... Anyway, my dad was super into heavy metal when I was a kid, and he got me into it. When Damien and I would be playing out in the yard and his mom would be making lunch, our dads would be in the garage blasting heavy metal while they worked on the car. Working on cars? Yep. My dad and Uncle Randy would fix up some cars. She clears her throat. Huh, I think that's the first time I've heard you call him Uncle Randy. Yeah, I call him that sometimes, along with Auntie Sophia. You call him Auntie Sophia? Your right hand's come off? What do you... Olivia lunges over to chop at my hand, and I have to take a moment to check my fingers just in case. Hey, I was joking. So was I. But yeah, I listen to a lot of this. You want to hear any? She offers me the trackpad. Anything I see, huh? Say, what kind of music is B flat? Music is a bit lame, actually. Wait, here, there's actually something else. Something else? Wait, B flat. B flat. Something nobody else gets to see. I'm gonna show you my chest. Here it is, look. Olivia holds out a small wooden box. There are two rusted metal latches that have long since aged past their use. I can't see it quite well in the dim lighting, but I think if I were to hold it up in the sunlight, I'd see a thin layer of glitter glue coating the whole thing. It's also been painted carefully, with a very thoughtful attention to tones. What could even be inside? Honestly, no guesses come to mind. Could be anything.
What are you waiting for? Open it.
I carefully opened the lid. Inside is Olivia's chest. I mean, the box filled with various baubles and trinkets. What is all this?
It's like my own little hoard. I've been saving up lots of little things through the years. Nobody else has ever seen it.
She holds out the box for me to take. It's heavier than it looks. This must be some high-quality material. With the box in hand, I sit on the end of the bed. Olivia managed to crawl her way up to sit beside me. She reaches inside to grab... Oh, what is she grabbing? Oh, let's go. It's a picture of Olivia's chest. I mean, of Olivia at the shore. God.
This was from last summer. Dad had a weekend off, and we all went swimming together at the beach. The sun was just setting, and I decided to take a picture since it was a nice view. Plus, I felt pretty.
Maybe, we could go together sometime.
Maybe, yeah.
She places the photo back in the box. Oh, I'm clicking on stuff.
Oh, this used to be Uncle Randy's.
Does the engraving mean anything? She shakes her head with a soft smile.
Not really. He said it's harder to steal and hide stuff that looks unique. Really, I think he thought it looked cool and not tacky.
Well, I think it looks cool.
You would.
Teeth. What's that?
That's my first tooth.
Wow, never seen baby dino teeth up close before. It's so tiny and sharp. What's that one?
That's my 58th tooth.
Your teeth grow back?
Yours don't?
Humans. Is that a Bakugan? No way.
Oh, I love this little guy.
What's that?
Let me show you.
Olivia rummages through the box and plucks out a tiny hexagon piece. She then places the plastic ball onto it, and right before my eyes, it transforms into this little robotic-looking dinosaur. It's Bakugans. Let's go.
Oh, this is Gabukan, Dinoid to be exact. I was hooked on a show when I was younger, and I was asking to get the toys for my birthday and Christmas.
She's literally me.
She's literally me, for real. Vinny's got the rest of my old collection. This one was always my favorite, so I keep it here.
Man. I've actually been rewatching Bakugan lately with friends. Such a wild ride.
What are you gonna do? The odds are stacked against you. Backed against the wall. Gotta give it your all.
Alright, what next? This cube. What are these?
Just a couple of cool rocks I found around. Liked how they looked, so I kept them.
I grabbed one of the rocks to give it a closer look. It's gray with thin brown lines all around it and smooth to the touch. It'd be a perfect skipping stone.
That one's my favorite. Tastes like salt.
How do you know that?
I tasted it.
Ooh. Okay, so these are rocks. These are not rocks.
Oh, hey.
Whoa, some of these look really cool.
Of course you do. I picked all of these out myself.
Where'd you get these?
I picked one up whenever I see one. There's a dime a dozen.
Little buttons. Alright, the brush. A paintbrush?
A very important paintbrush.
Olivia's lips turn upwards slowly as each bristle of the brush flicks away from her thumbs. Though she averts her eyes away from mine, I can see the green of her scaly cheeks turn red.
Sorry, just got sentimental for a moment. This was the first brush I ever had. Dad gave it to me on my 5th birthday.
Her tone falters lightly.
Dad always asked me to make him little drawings. And every time I finished one and gave it to him, he'd tell me it looked amazing. I could barely draw a circle back then, but he'd still gush over them and...
Oops. Oh, there we go. And? She shakes her head.
I think he put them in some scrapbook. I don't know, but he kept them all.
Olivia looks back to me, her embarrassment turning into bashfulness.
Thanks.
Minutes go by as Olivia continues showing off her personal little hoard. All tiny objects that Olivia's chosen to keep with her this whole time, eagerly explaining the significance of every little piece of her she's got locked away in here. By the time we're done, she's resting her muzzle on my shoulder. It's been a crazy long day. I'm pretty exhausted myself.
Can you put this back on the dresser there?
Sure. I gently move her off my shoulder, much to her muffled groans of protest. Then I carefully place the box back where it was on the dresser. A small friend pokes his nose curiously through the bars of his cage. Hey little guy, long time no see. Were you napping? The black and white Murid replies in a series of squeaks. I like to think he's saying that he's glad to see me. Hey Olivia. Aw. I'm pretty exhausted too. Bed's definitely off limits. That leaves either the floor or the couch outside. Or... that beanbag chair looks pretty inviting right now. I slump into it, the beads inside scrunching under my weight as I settle in. It's soft. It smells a bit like paint in Olivia's hair. Does Olivia lay on this while she works? As I start to drift off, the last thing my weary eyes take notice of is Olivia sleeping soundly on her bed. How emotionally draining this whole day has been for us, it's nice to see her looking so peaceful. I begin to stir from my deep, cushiony slumber. It feels like there's something heavy across my stomach, stopping any ability to move. Did someone throw a weighted blanket on me? Actually, it feels like whatever's on me is vibrating. What is it? Olivia? She's on me. My entire head grows hot as my brain tries to process the situation. How she's... Her chest pressing close to mine. I can feel her rhythmic breathing against my body. It's deep, slow, and with a subtle but noticeable rumble with each exhale. If I focused hard enough, I could probably feel her heartbeat. Maybe she sleep crawled onto the beanbag and didn't realize that I was on it. I should probably wake her up so she can get back to her bed. Anytime I try to move, her limbs cling tighter around my body like a boa constrictor. With all but Olivia's tail wrapped around me, any attempts of escaping her hold is fruitless. Olivia looks even more peaceful than she did on the bed. Maybe she does know that I'm here. I'll leave her be. Last thing I want to do is make her a cranky Gator. With my free hand, I manage to grab my phone. Checking the time, the digital clock says that it's only 5 minutes past 4:30. Plenty of time to continue my nap. I nestle my head back into the beanbag and let the feelings of Olivia's rumbling lull me back to sleep. This feels nice. My morning alarm lulls me from my sleep and into the world of the living. I ended up spending the night at Olivia's place. Oh my! Woohoo! Randy and Sophia thought my parents would actually be worried that I'd stayed with strangers for the night. When my folks hadn't answered their phones, Sophia was left fuming. Randy didn't look as bothered though, and the two calmed down after I made something about a business trip. Honestly, I'm probably right anyway. On the upside, I got to spend the night with Olivia. Last night, we even turned the living room into some kind of blanket and pillow fort. It felt childish to huddle up on the floor with Olivia and watch her play old computer games on the outdated TV, but I had more fun than I'd like to admit. And now that Fridays rolled around, it was time for school. Olivia's wheelchair was out of commission until Randy could go get a replacement, meaning she'd have to miss out today. Given the state of both her emotions and wheelchair, it pained me to have to go without her and leave her all alone. Honestly, I don't want to be alone in my cold and empty house either. Mrs. Sophia is one hell of a cook. Last night she made a delicious meatloaf. Guess I know now who Olivia got her culinary skills from. I rise from the couch, pulling the spare blanket off of me. The pains let me sleep on the couch, but at some point, Olivia must have dragged herself from her room to join me. As I try my best to get up without waking her, I pull out my phone to check the time. It's about the same time I normally wake up. I'm kind of impressed with my own internal clock. You awake, son? I jump as Randy makes his presence known behind me. His hands idly button up a floral shirt as he motions ahead towards the unconscious Gator lying on the couch. Guessing he has the early shift. She wasn't there when I went to sleep. Don't worry, not accusing you. Damien's already up and the kitchen's got cereal. Don't be late for school. I nod in response, taking a few moments to put my jacket and glasses on before heading to the kitchen. Even if I didn't remember where it was, it would be hard to find. Damien's busy slurping honeyed oats like a jet engine. Oh, Inko, you hungry? Before I even reply, the Dilophosaurus jumps up out of his chair and makes for a nearby cabinet, procuring another bowl and spoon which he slides across the table. Thanks. Most important meal of the day, man. Eat up. He gestures to the half-gallon of milk and box of cereal on the table. I take a seat across from Damien and pour myself a bowl. Normally, I'd skip breakfast on account of getting an upset stomach during PE. Then again, that could be my PTSD from the burritos talking. With spoon in hand, I get a scoop of cereal and begin to eat. You know, as far as cereals go, it's a little bland. If I had to guess, they probably avoid any of the colorful sugar-filled cereals to prevent Vinny from bouncing off the walls. More than he usually does, at least. I continue enjoying my bowl of cereal, with less ferocious haste than Damien. It's not long before we're both done, and Damien stands up without any intent on cleaning up after himself. Liz should be getting here any minute now, so we can wait outside. Sounds good. I take time to rinse off our dishware in the sink before anything else. Damien looks a little guilty as he realizes what I'm doing. Finally, with breakfast dealt with, we get ready to head outside into the cold, harsh world. As I grab my backpack by the couch, I take one more glance at my slumbering girlfriend. She's taken up the entirety of the couch now, the blanket we shared falling away as she spreads out into the spot I was just at. Should I give her a kiss goodbye? Or maybe fix the blanket for her? Oh, this is the most important choice in the entire game. Hold on. Shit. I'll take a bite out of my chicken for this one. In my experience, you don't go for the kiss, you go for the tuck. Her brow scrunches up, and I can see the goosebumps spreading on her arms. Kneeling down, I take the edge of the blanket and bring it back over her. As I turn away from her, something catches my wrist. It's Olivia's hand. With bleary eyes full of sleep, she looks at me, silently asking me to stay. Aww. Oh, Liz is here. His words make Olivia tighten her grip. Painfully tight. Ow, hey, I'll be back tonight, okay? She's fighting to stay awake with eyes fluttering and hand grip waning. Olivia. Promise? My hands adjust the blanket again. Promise. I think she accepts that as she lets herself slump back onto the couch. Inko! Sorry, had to do something. Had to do the Gator. Damien huddles himself and charges into the cold right to Liz's car. She flings the passenger door open just in time for him to leap in and close it again. I get one last look at Olivia before I shut the door and hurry down as well. This scene again. Aw man, the car is nice and warm. Morning, Inko. You really stayed the whole night? Liz starts down the road towards the school. Morning. Yeah, I didn't want to be alone in the snow. Is that why you smell like Damien's deodorant? His clothes are looking pretty ragged by now, too. Shut up. I'll have to get a shower and a fresh change of clothes as soon as possible. Damien and Liz keep the conversation moving, and my mind starts to wander. Man, poor Olivia. Who knows when a replacement chair is coming in? Could be anywhere from a day to weeks. And she's just going to be stuck home that whole time, while I still need to go to school. It won't be the same. We won't get to be together in the art room after school. All alone, just talking, making fun of my bad paintings. Just us. Man, wait till Yatacon finds out where... Oh. Damn it. Well, I guess he knows by now, then. Man, it really won't be the same. Yo, Inko, you good? Seem pretty down all of a sudden. I'll be fine. I appreciate you guys, really. This has been the best school year of my life so far. So, thanks for being my friends. Hey, you're cool too. What brought this on? Damien. Oh. This last school year's been pretty special. Hanging out with you guys, so much has changed in such a short amount of time. Even if things are shaky right now, it's really been worth it. I have hopes for what comes next. Me too, Liz. Silence falls over the car as Liz takes off. Damien's hand is only occasionally swatted away from the radio knob as we all sit in companionable fashion. Silence. It's nice taking a different scenic route to school. At school, the atmosphere is undeniably different. It's as talkative and rowdy as ever, but there's less of it. I don't know, maybe it's just my mind playing with me. There's less color as well, like it's been drained just a bit. The layer of snow blanketing everything outside is partially to blame. Man, I was looking forward to making a snowman this year. Maybe I'll be feeling it later. Solly was as stern as ever in his class, whether it's just that he doesn't care or his own form of respect is beyond me. But his hat was on just a little tighter than normal today. Man, too many feelings today. Moping isn't gonna get me anywhere. I'm halfway to second period when the question of Yatacon's replacement strikes me. Will we just be getting a few days off? There's no way they can just find a new teacher on such short notice. Class is probably gonna be on hold for a while. His name is still on the door plate when I enter. Inside, many of the students chatter with each other normally. Some nervously glance up to the teacher's desk. I take my normal seat, but the vacant desk Olivia would normally be stationed. Oh, by the vacant... Period's gonna suck without her. Looks like all I got to look forward to today is lunch with Damien and Liz. Man, the whole day is just gonna drag on. I want to go back to Olivia. The bell rings, and an unfamiliar woman in a suit walks in, clipboard in hand. She nods at us all and starts reading mechanically from some script. The substitute tries her best, but there's only so much you can get done on your first day on such short notice and with just some papers to read out. Her tone doesn't help, drown out and empty, and I feel myself losing focus. I look down at my half-taken notes. Shoot, Olivia would probably kill me if she knew. The substitute looks at the class phone in frustration as she walks over to answer its call. They both mumbled back and forth for a few seconds before... We got an incognito in the class? I raise my hand. The substitute thumbs towards the door. Office called. You're wanted. Weird. That would be the office. What would the office want with me? My footsteps echo on the hard, cool tile on the way to the principal's office. I heard once that they made the halls to the faculty offices longer on purpose to scare you. Although that may just be from an old comic strip. The effects was there, however, as each of my reverberating steps on sent a spike of unease through my core. When I finally stood before the principal's office, the feeling of unease peaked. Oh god. What's she doing here? Fuck. Slowly opened the door and inched myself inside. The principal was sitting behind her disorganized desk, blanketed with numerous sheets. In between me and her, Mia and Ben looking back at me from their own chairs. You wanted to see me, Principal Scalar? Yes, Mr. Nito. There's some matters we need to discuss. She motions to the third chair in front of her. I take a seat as instructed next to Ben, who's more or less acting as a personal barrier between me and Mia. Oh god. Mr. McKnight has informed me that there was an incident between you and Mrs. Moretti earlier this month. One in which school property was severely damaged. Yeah, it was near the start of the month, so why now? I look at Ben and Mia. I'm sorry, there were more pertinent issues at the time, Inko. I had to keep pushing this back to handle things like the audit paperwork and... An excessively heavy breath leaves Mrs. Scalar's mouth. You should have given me the reports to this as soon as it happened. Mrs. Scalar looks at Ben as he frowns. This needs to be resolved by the end of today, Benjamin. Her tired eyes turn my way. Please, so that we can finish this as soon as possible. While she spoke, my focus was on Mia. The smile that crept across her face. God damn it. From what Mrs. Moretti has told me, it was you who instigated it in the first place. Care to explain? What? Principal Scalar, Mia was the one who... We are aware that she caused damage, Mrs. Nito. Uh-oh. The older woman leans forward with pen and paper in hand. What we need to know is how this incident happened in the first place. I think we should hear Mia's side of the story first. Oh, you son of a... Since she was the one who inadvertently caused the damage, after all. The red-scaled girl nods, holding out her hands as she begins. Ah, Ben, you fucking simp. Miss Scalar, I was just trying to talk with Olivia that day. When out of nowhere, Inko shows up and starts getting on my case. I was trying to tell him that me and Olivia were just working on a project when... BAM! He just whips out his camera and blinds me with it. What? Didn't she slap herself in the face with a tail-mounted glitter bomb? And because I couldn't see, I kept running into things and even knocking things over. I didn't mean to do that, Mrs. Scalar. I know I have a temper, and trust me, Ben's been helping me work on it, but you can't blame me for going around like a headless chicken. She can't be serious. I looked at the principal and see that she's just listening to her lie through her teeth. And this ain't even the first time he's done this. I tried talking to Olivia back in September and he pulled her away. I swear, he's been out for me ever since the first day of school. Principal Scalar, that... Shh! My jaw slams shut bitterly as the principal denies me the chance to defend myself. Her eyes turn downward to a particular stack of papers atop her desk, carefully scanning one page and flipping to the next. The silence of the room is unnerving as she flips through page after page, finally breaking the quiet by clearing her throat. Now, Mr. Nito, can you give me your side of the incident? Taking a deep breath, I reiterate what Olivia and I had told our former art teacher back when he had saved us from the blonde bitch currently glaring daggers at me. From the moment Mia took Olivia away, to finding them in the classroom, to when she slapped herself in the face with glitter-covered poster. However, I decided to stretch the truth about why Mia was in the classroom with Olivia, and only mention that she was harassing her. Last thing Olivia needs is to be interviewed about her own involvement in all of this. I did my best to remain collected, but recalling everything that happened reminds me of how Mr. Yatakan had always tried to look out for us. My throat dried out as I continued on in spite of my faltering voice. By the time I finally get to the end, I sound more like a squeaking hinge than a person. Mr. Nito, Principal Scalar's voice brought me back from my memories and into the room. Mia was sneering at me. Ben's brows were knitted together in worry. And the principal... Thank you, that's all I needed to hear. She moves from around her desk, the sheets of paper she had been looking over in her hands once more. The principal stands directly in front of us now with an unreadable expression. In addition to the report itself, our Yatakan left behind his account of what happened. In it, he describes Mia's actions as openly hostile and intentional. Actions that were only interrupted once he used... Scalar sighs in astonishment. Once he used the estrus taser. However, it seems Yada-kan left some things out of his report. There's no motive for anything that happened, no matter who was at fault. I'm not sure why he'd leave something like that out, but as it stands, there are far too many unknowns here for my liking. Now, I would like to give the benefit of the doubt, especially at a time like this, but given the extent of the destruction in the previous... She's struggling, ma'am. Besides, making a big deal of this during an audit isn't going to look good for the school. I'm finding it hard to believe your intentions here are completely professional, Mr. McKnight. He freezes like a deer in the headlights. Scalar grumbles to herself, placing a hand on her head while we all await the verdict. I feel bad for her. Between the mountains of paperwork and half-dozen mugs on her desk, it's easy to tell she's overworked. It would bring me no greater relief than to have you all expelled out of my hands. To have you expelled out of my hands. Unfortunately, I don't have the time or energy to deal with this. Mia, you're suspended for 3 days, and I'm marking your record again. Now, if you three don't mind, leave my office and leave me be. She doesn't even look up at any of us. I turn towards Ben, who looks both scared and relieved. And Mia, who looks positively overjoyed. She practically skips out of the office without another word, leaving both Ben and I to stare blankly for a few seconds. Another glare from Scalar sends us both out of the room and on instinct. Seriously? That's it? It all hits me at once. She just gets to walk away? After everything she did to Olivia, she gets the equivalent of a slap on the wrist. I watch as Mia happily strolls off down the hall a good distance ahead. That... Inko, are you okay? Am I okay? Ben, what the hell are you thinking? On top of everything else, between our teacher dying and what Olivia's going through, could this not have fucking waited? Look, no, Olivia, is she alright? She crashed her wheelchair, she's stuck at home. She can barely leave her room, let alone the house, and you're over here playing games with interpersonal drama like a school child. Inko, I'm sorry. Are you? Because here you are dragging me halfway across the school so that crazy bitch can use me as a scapegoat when I just want to go home. And you're helping her by being her lawyer. Holy shit, dude, I used to have respect for you. Look, it's not like that. Then how is it? It's hard to explain, You know what? I'm already drained. I don't have the energy to spend on this. Inko, nobody's actually in trouble. It's fine. That look of pure hatred. My withering glare does its job as Ben reluctantly backs down. Look, man, it's just for the best. For you, for Olivia, for the school. I can't believe this. Now I know why Olivia hates you. I feel the cruel satisfaction as my words lash at Ben, his face growing more distraught. Get your shit together, man. I turn to leave and get away from everything. Inko, please, you don't understand. Yeah, I really don't. Just listen to me, okay? No. With nothing else left to say, I leave without bothering to look back. By now it's about lunchtime, meaning I can hang out with Damien and Liz. Definitely needed after all this. After school, I took the metro back home to shower and put on some new clothes. As it turns out, my parents really were on a business trip for the weekend, as indicated by a sticky note on the fridge. Huh. Randy opens the front door to let me in. Ah, there you are. Damien mentioned that you'd be coming over later. Hey, Randy. Say, Inko, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind shoveling the snow off the driveway when you can. Would really appreciate it, and I'll even pay you a couple bucks for it. No need for the payment, sir. Thanks for letting me come unannounced again. Thanks a bunch, really. As Randy leaves, I collapse onto the couch and let my head rest against the comforter. God, that whole thing with Ben and Mia really took a lot out of me. The weight of my heavy thoughts drag my head sideways until I can see Olivia's bedroom door. My eyes linger there as I consider getting up to see her or just giving her some time to come out. She has to know I'm here now, right? She probably does. She also probably doesn't want to do her silly knee walk thing again. I wonder how mad she'd be if I caught it on camera. My presence then cuts off my view before sitting right next to me. Hey, you alright, Inky? You were kinda out of it at lunch. For a moment I considered telling Damien about what happened. But honestly, the last thing I want to do is bring this sort of drama into what I could consider my safe haven. Yeah, I'm alright, Damien. Just had a rough time at school and I'm hoping to take my mind off of it. Ah. That's pretty understandable. I mean, what with everything that's been going on and all. If only you knew. In an attempt to comfort me, Damien pats my shoulder. Tell you what. I'll finish up my homework and then we can chill over a game of Rock Ring or something. Sounds good? Yeah, that sounds good. Sweet. Alone again. My stomach is aflutter with butterflies as I get up from the couch. Olivia's room is just a couple steps away, and each one stirs the butterflies even more. Once I reach it, I feel like I'm in the shadow of a colossal monolith. Come on, Inko, you just gotta knock. Damn it, arm, just lift up! Stop shaking! I'm awake, Uncle Randy. It's me, Olivia. I hear quiet shuffling before Olivia speaks up, more loudly this time. Inko? Yeah, are you... okay? Decent? Damn you, brain. Can I come in? Yeah, just watch your step. Watch my step? My hand is still shaking as it makes contact with the knob. With a deep, calming breath, the butterflies finally start slowing down and I'm able to push the door open. Oh. And see blackness. Olivia? The room is extremely dark, though the only source of light is coming from the entryway. I have to take my sunglasses off in an attempt to see through the darkness better. Olivia, the heck happened in here? Why is it so dark? I make out Olivia's shape in her bed. No reason. Just been playing games all day in the dark. Thought it'd be fun. Well, I'm turning on the light. No, don't! You'll ruin it! Ah! My eyes! My eyes! The room flickers to life. Olivia's bed has been rearranged into a nest of blankets with her in the middle. She lies curled on her side with a multitude of old sketchbooks and loose papers piled around her. Quite the setup. Hi. Hey, well that's cute, but how did it get so dark? Olivia weakly shields herself under her covers. Olivia, is this paint? Did you paint over your window? Yes I did, and I'm proud of it. Why would you go and do that? Light coming in offended my blackened heart, and my window became a canvas into the new darkness in my life. I am now my own greatest work of art, a living piece of despair. Oh, Raptor, Jesus. Olivia, you're not a living art exhibit, and you got sat and painted your window black. It's a performance piece. Now turn the light back off. Not happening. I go and sit by her on the bed. She leans up a little and offers a spot closer to her. Hey, you okay? I don't know. I take the spot, feeling the bed sink beneath me. Olivia takes the blanket she's wrapped in and bundles them up higher on herself. What's all this paper for? Nothing. They're all for nothing. Come on, you know what I mean. I pick up the torn cover of a notebook and see that it's dated for 3 years ago. Have you been looking through all of these today? Her head bobs in a meek nod. Sure is a lot. It's not enough. I should have done more. Her teeth clench when an involuntary hiccup escapes her.
God, I may as well just forget all of it. It's all useless.
Crushes me to see her like this. But maybe getting her to talk about it will help her, just a bit. I'd like to hear more. Olivia sniffles a bit and reaches a hand out, grasping in the air towards one of the pages in front of her. I lean forward to bring it closer. There's a soft whistling sigh while her watery eyes scan over the page.
Yeah. See this one?
Her hand shakily pokes through her blanket cocoon, landing on a crumpled page of a highly detailed poem.
Yada-kan, he sketched that for me to show how he draws.
I see it. That's definitely his work.
It is, isn't it? I never would have gotten anywhere without him, and now...
I watch her bite back the urge to tear up.
Hell, I probably wouldn't even have stuck it with art in general. I wanted him to be there when I made it.
Made it?
Yeah, made it. Across the finish line, you know? Well, now he won't see me fail either.
Her mocking laughter is hollow as tears bud at her eyes. Come on, don't say that. What's this one?
That one, that's from when I was struggling with form. I had to go back to fundamentals for a bit.
Sounds tough.
It was tedious, but he made it fun.
How about... There's a spiral dated back to her freshman years in arm's reach. This one.
Oh, that one's embarrassing. I was barely able to draw back then.
I don't judge. You've seen my work. How could I? Olivia silently pages through the bound notebook, recalling a memory associated with every page. With each turn of the page, her voice grew hoarser. Her hands tremble and her breaths are shorter and harsher. And when she comes to a sterile white page, Olivia breaks. I draw into her a hug as she cries. The poor girl crumples completely, all her energy now going to her sorrowful wails. My own eyes sting, but I have to be strong, for Olivia's sake. There are no words for her cries, only her regrets and anguish given voice in loud screams. Those don't last as her voice gives out, finally spent. She's now left simply letting her tears flow freely onto the blanket in my jacket. The notebook that she held onto tightly finally releases, her tense grip having broken the binding and letting the page drift downward individually. I don't know what Olivia was trying to do, but once the last page drifted back down to the bed, her full body weight was pressing against my chest. If it weren't for the wall behind me, I'd be on my back and held down by the tired girl. With my head practically atop hers, I feel the last remnants of her shuddering gasps. This didn't work. I'm such an idiot. Why would I? Why would it? She doesn't want to be thinking about Yada-kan, moron. Okay, plan B. I clearly can't do this alone. Hey, let's go into the living room, alright?
No.
Come on, it's too dark in here. How long will you keep the window like that?
Forever.
Come on, that can't be healthy. You need sunlight. Olivia protests by digging into my shoulders with her muzzle. Guts need sunlight too. A long sigh. A long sigh. She knows I'm right. Promise to clean it up later?
Okay.
Thanks. Really, I think we should head to the living room. Will you come with me?
No, I want to stay here. Please.
Dang it. Okay, can I at least pick out a movie or something from the living room? She nods her head in response. Alright, do you need anything else?
There's some soda in the fridge. Bring some for both of us.
Alright. I move my legs over the edge of the bed and hop off. Olivia gasps as the blanket comes up with me. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god.
You weren't supposed to see that.
Olivia, are you alright? What happened? Olivia hides her tear-marked face with her hands in shame. Did she fucking break her leg?
I tried to walk.
You what? Her hands drop along with her head.
I don't know.
With eyes drained of life, she stares at the mess of papers before her.
Everything's gone. Nothing makes sense anymore. All I have is this hollow feeling. And I wasn't thinking at all, and
Olivia looks up at me again, eyes pleading for something.
I try for a miracle, okay? You blame me?
I don't know what to say. Does it hurt?
I'm fine. It just tingles. Maybe that means there's still some feeling below my knee. Is that good?
No, it's not. We need a first aid kit or something.
Inko, it's not even that bad.
What if it gets infected? Ugh. I watch as Olivia gets ready to protest, but finally sighs in defeat.
Fine, just get it over with.
Also, this kind of looks like human skin, so it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know, my brain is thinking this like a thigh-high skater sock and this is human skin. I'll go get Sophia. She probably knows how to.
No! Why not? I don't want them to know, alright?
Olivia, I'm not a doctor. I can't even move a splinter without screwing everything up. Olivia casts her look aside. Man, she's not intending to follow up on this at all. Be right back, okay? Olivia softly whines. With haste, I quietly leave the room to search for anything that might be able to help. After rummaging through the house's medicine cabinet and freezer, I managed to find an ice pack, a first aid kit, and Neolitha. Damon's not around, he's probably in his room still. Alright, this should hopefully be enough. I return to find Olivia exactly where I left her. The first aid kit is placed on the bed next to her. Olivia averts her gaze. It should be avert. Olivia averts her gaze away from me as I tend to her wound. Grabbing the Neolithin, I squeeze a dollop of the medicinal cream on the injury and spread it evenly. Then, I apply the ice pack to the wound and wrap the whole thing up with gauze, making sure not to make it too tight. Although my work is clumsy, it takes 3 or 4 tries and maybe 10 minutes to get it right. Alright, I think that should do it. Let me know if it gets too cold. I look up to see Olivia still looking away from me, giving her best pouty expression. I know you don't like being taken care of, but I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, well, it's still weird.
I place a gentle hand on the side of her snout, gently coaxing her to look back at me. Feeling better? She still tries to look annoyed, even as I use my thumb to caress her cheek. Eventually, the last of her defenses fall, and a faint, pained smile forms across her face as she nestles further into my hand.
Yeah, a bit.
Good. With that taken care of, I finally breathe a sigh of relief. Now to figure out the next issue. How to get her to the living room. She's definitely not going to do her silly knee walk, not with how her knee currently looks like. The world's biggest, largest grape. Not with how her knee looks like the world's largest grape. I cannot talk. That only left one real option. Forgive me, legs, for what you are about to go through. With the utmost care, I slowly stride into the living room with Olivia in my arms. I can feel her claws dig into the back of my jacket and her tail bumping against my leg. Getting through her door was a struggle, but Olivia coaches me through it, and even shuts the door with her tail. Damien's laying on the couch, engrossed in some game. He turns to see us at the sound of Olivia's door closing. Hey, there you guys are! Vinny waves from the recliner. Liv! Inky! You must have gotten home while I was bandaging Olivia's leg. Hey guys. Why are you carrying her like that?
My wheelchair's busted, remember?
I know, but you always like to scoot around on your knees. For a moment, Olivia and I lock eyes, not knowing how to answer. Inky's just helping Liv is all, Vin. Oh, thank goodness, he's caught on. Ah, because they're practicing, right? Ha, something like that. Damon moves his legs to make room for Olivia. Well, have a seat. So, what's up? I set her down on the couch. I just I just wanted to be out here a while. Get some extra company. Sure, for sure. Well, I'm just wiping the floor with Vinny and War Club 40M here. War Club? Warhammer 40... You guys are playing Warhammer? Vinny should not be playing Warhammer at his age. Also 40M, like the board game, like the tabletop game, and not... maybe it's Space Marine. He's not! Might switch over to something else soon, if this Boarfest doesn't end. Wanna give it a shot? The comment is directed at Olivia. He ricochets to me when he doesn't get a response. Well, I don't play games much at all, but sure? Come on, Olivia, I'll need a mentor. I look to Olivia, who merely nods at Damien's mini-me. Awesome, I'll grab the other controllers. Vinny uses the footrest of the recliner as a springboard. It's the plastic bin of controllers. With the younger boy busy, Olivia takes the opportunity to readjust herself, sliding herself closer until she's hip to hip with me. Here you go. Vinny offers 2 translucent controllers. While I take one, Olivia holds up her hand. I'll sit this one out for now, little man. Aw, okay. Controller in hand, I give the brother a thumbs up. All eyes on the screen now, we start. And I have no clue what is happening. There's so much happening on the screen, I can't even tell which section of the screen I'm in. Oh wait, they're playing the Dawn of War. All I can tell is that there's a lot of green things screaming in Cockney and a lot of viscera. Wah! Oi, we's orcs now! I don't think this is appropriate for Vinny, but then again, he's really getting into it. That's what I'm saying, Vinny's too young for 40k. Darn those dirty greenskins. Whoa! Don't worry, brother, they'll be cleansed by holy fire! For the Emperor! In the corner of my eye, Olivia's leaning forward. She's slowly becoming engrossed in the mayhem on display, and her tail thumps with the massive stomp our in-game avatar delivers to the green shouty things. Oh, okay, no, okay, we're playing Space Marine. Focus back on the screen, the fiery particle effect and heavy blams continue. I don't know how long it went, just that by the end of the stage or whatever, there were cramps in my hand in spots I never knew could cramp. Wow, you can tell he's not a gamer. 7 animation plays out on the screen, giving me a reprieve to set the controller down on my lap. So, how'd I do? You see the rank on the screen by your guy there? No, there's only one next to yours and Vinny's. Well, there you go. Uh-oh. You suck pretty bad. Give me mine. I pick up her controller on the floor and she takes it. With some practiced motions, she enters the match. Alright, I'll show you how you really play this game. Now with Olivia in her squad, she manages to pick up my slack. Watching Olivia play with her tutorship, I start to get the hang of the game. Oh, maybe it's Vermintide. Or not Vermintide. What's the other one? Is it Vermintide? Hold on. I think I have it in my... No, Vermintide is fantasy. What's the like a Deep Rock Galactic clone that came out like last year? Hold on. I know this one. I can figure this out. Not Rogue Trader. Darktide. Vermintide's the fantasy one. Yes, Warhammer Darktide. For a moment, I look away from the virtual bloodshed and see that Olivia's enjoying herself. Surrounded by her folks playing the silly game for a few hours. Just for a while, she's feeling a little better. A few games later, there's a knock at the door. Vinny jumps up to get it. Hi, Dad! The figure stumbles in through the blizzard and removes his heavy jacket. Jeez, this weather. Hey, y'all. Inko, didn't expect you to still be here. Good evening, Randy. Randy tosses down the bag of salt that's on his shoulder to the living room floor with a loud thud. Playing games together, I see. Hope that means you all got your homework all squared away. Yeah, that's taken care of. Vinny threw his in the garbage disposal, though. I didn't! See, he's denying it. Ha! Hey, War Club, huh? You've probably got more use of that game than me by now. Oh, he's the one who plays the Warhammer, huh? Nah, your Rick is still here. Wanna join us? Randy sucks the air in through his teeth. Tempting, very tempting. But it's my turn to figure out dinner tonight. Aw, come on, Pops. You barely get time to relax like this. I know, but the rules are rules. Plus, I'd hate to have your mom cook after enduring all that cold. Poor thing is more frozen than an ice club. Ice cube. Something warm does sound good right about now. Oh, I just remembered. Hold on, I think I got something. Aha! I hold out the coupon I was compensated with from the art contest. 2 large 2-topping pizzas for $13. I'm unsure if Damien or Vinny's face lights up more at the mention of pizza. The pog. But Randy outshines both by the insane price drop. Even Olivia's heartbeat slightly intensifies. Holy moly, that real? I pass it over to him. I've been saving it for a while, seems like a pretty good time. Well, alright, let's make it a pizza party then. Let's go! Randy takes a moment to dial the number and make the order. I go check in on Olivia, who looks just as ecstatic as the Payne brothers. It's just pizza, no need to hyperventilate. It's not just pizza, it's Moe's pizza, goddammit. The legend himself, Moe. I so need this right now. It'll still be about a half hour. What's your favorite? Anchovies. Really? Yeah, they don't sell them much these days, though. Something to keep in mind. Randy finishes his call and gives a celebratory fist bump. You're a lifesaver, Inko. I was planning on getting together some sashimi or something. Sophia said she finally wanted to try my specialty. Phew. We got 2 large meat lovers coming in. And this place is pretty fancy. They've got that stuff you like, Olivia. So ask for an extra pie, piled high with as much as they can put on it. Olivia's face beams with joy, the end of her tail wagging like an excited puppy's. Alright, the king in the house. Someone give me a turn. Aw, getting with dad is so fun. I forfeit my controller to the patriarch. He gracefully takes it and shoos Vinny off his seat. The little one repositions himself on the carpet. As I watch the family play together, I feel a pang of jealousy. Especially as Randy and the brother banter with one another, really getting into their on-screen characters. While Olivia remains silent, I see a smile tugging at her lips as her fingers hammer away at her controller's buttons. I try to picture my own family in their places, but the image is so surreal that it could be displayed as a piece of modern art. Shaking off those thoughts, I return my focus to the television and the hyper-violence on display. Still no clue what's happening on screen. I want to ask Randy about War Club, what War Club is all about, especially with all the funny accents being thrown around. For the Emperor! Brother, I am pinned, brother! Brother, help me, brother! Maybe Olivia could fill me in later. As far as I can tell, it's just dudes in the silliest looking armor fighting really ugly aliens. Yeah, and it's amazing. That happen to have British accents. Randy, I thought you'd be trying to prep those fish I bought by now. Change of plans. Inko threw us an offer I couldn't refuse. It's a pizza party now. The Dano Patriarch looks at his watch, and as if summoned by the simple gesture, a series of knocks sound from the front door. That would be our dinner. Randy heads for the door with a hand already reaching for his wallet. Pizza party? Christmas isn't until next month. Isn't it a little early to start with this sort of thing? Haha, of course not. There's always time for a little fun. It's Friday night. Randy returns with the boxes stacked on his arms. Let's dance! He sets the boxes on the kitchen table and hands his wife the used coupon. Wow, alright then. See? Okay, everyone, get a plate and get some. Feel free to make a mess if you want cleanup duty. Damien and Vinny leap from their positions and have their plates in a blink of an eye. The air is filled with the delicious scent of sauce and cheese as Randy opens up all the boxes. Oh, I love them so much. Damien and Vinny immediately dive for the meat lovers pizza like ravenous sharks. The pepperoni and sausage pizza on the table looks appealing, but Randy passes a plate with a slice of anchovy pizza over to Olivia. Thanks, Uncle Randy. Dang, the anchovy one actually looks pretty good. I don't want to get up to get my own plate, though. Say, Olivia, could I try one of... Snap! Mine! I count the fingers on my hand to make sure it's still intact. Aw, come on, I just want to see what it's like. Ah, that old glower. Huh, good luck with that, Inko. I consider what I could do to get Olivia to share. And I recall something so long ago that it feels like a lifetime ago. I slowly reach for Olivia again. She bares her teeth at me. But instead of going towards the box, my hand lands on her tail and slowly pets the muscular appendage. The tip of her tail starts to wag happily, and the Gator girl's anger melts away, only to flare when she pulls her tail away from me. Oi! Her face is red with embarrassment. Can I have a bite now? No. Her mouth snaps shut as my hand reaches for her tail again. Inko! I give the appendage a gentle scritch this time, and it's once again pulled away. How about... Okay, I get it. She pouts but holds a slice out for me to bite. Pizza's absolutely smothered beneath the pepperoni and anchovies. But only one bite. How greasy this looks, I don't think I'd survive a second. Still, I bring the plate close and slide the pizza onto the edge, taking a sampling bite from it. Good, right? Absolutely. I feel the need to ravenously devour the single slice now, but instead choose to savor the flavor with minuscule bites. Yeah, holy crap, this is good. It is, but that's the only bite you're getting. You sure? I wiggle my fingers at her as she promptly swats my hand. No, I mean, yes! She tries to hold a glare, but I can see her lips quivering with mirth. I hand her back the plate, and she resumes consuming her extra fishy slice. Damon hands me another plate, this time with a slice covered with various meats. And while that one was still delicious, the indirect kiss-flavored anchovy pizza was still the best thing I'd ever tried. Of all time. The festivities continued even after the pizzas were finished. I never have pizza often, but whoever this mo-fella is, hands down... But whoever this mo-fella is, hands down makes the best in town. Hell yeah, brother, Mo's represent! Man, if only rice was here. Instead, I'm eating rice. Inside, Damien and Vinny decided to break out a plethora of different party games for us to play. No one bothered to keep track of time. We were all too enraptured by the pixelated entertainment before us. Which is how I'd missed my last chance home. Mrs. Payne didn't look too upset, though. In fact, I think they expected me to spend the night again. Especially with how Randy had been so quick to pull out some blankets and pillows for me. Both of the parents insisted I stay, and it's not like I could really realistically walk home. So, once again, I'm staying over. I'm currently sat on the floor at the foot of the couch with Olivia, and we're both bundled up to stave off the chilly winter tonight. The soft, growling purr that Olivia makes when she's content has become almost therapeutic to me. So, how are you feeling? Better, thank you. For dragging me out here. I didn't know how much I needed it. I'm glad. Her palms wrap around my left hand, and she gives me a gentle smile. Followed by a colossal yawn. You ready to hit the hay? She shakes her head.
I don't want to go back in my room. I want to stay out here with you.
Randy would probably kill me.
I'll bite him back.
Come on, I'll see you in the morning. Olivia yawns again, driving her to accept her need for sleep. After carrying Olivia to her room, I sleep on the couch once more. And as I lay on that couch parsing through the past few days, the thoughts warp into a dream. One in which Olivia and I both stood before that park fountain, making a happy wish for the future. Mornings in the Payne residence were lively, to say the least. Or maybe it's because it's a Saturday. That is to say, my weekend sleep schedule was cut far shorter than I would have liked. Mostly by Damien's little brother landing feet first on my chest and knocking the air out of my lungs. Oh god. Inky! It's the second time in a row. I sputter and sit up in an attempt to get back some precious oxygen. Vinny immediately sat on the pillow I had used. Morning, Vinny. A check of my phone says that it's 7:30. 4 hours too early. The TV flickers to life, and Vinny starts flicking through the channels at a speed only he can comprehend. Morning, Inko. Sorry about the wake-up call. It's Vinny's favorite season. Winter? Hockey. Oh, that was not Vinny. That was Damien. Hockey. Vinny cheers loudly, and I looked on the screen to see a player being brutally slammed into the protective glass of the ice rink. Ah. Is Olivia up yet? Damien shrugs. Probably not. You guys were up pretty late last night. Plus, it's the weekend. Best to just let her sleep off the food coma. She'll come out of her. Best to let her sleep off the food coma. She'll come out of her room eventually. Fair enough. As much as I would enjoy sleeping in as well, Damien and Vinny have taken occupancy over my pseudo bed. There is the recliner just next to us, but I'm not gonna defile what must be Randy's throne. May as well stay up then, I guess. Mind if I get a bowl of cereal? Help yourself, amigo. At least I can check on any updates on my blogs. I head into the kitchen and make myself a bowl, being sure to add some sugar and honey from the condiment cupboard this time. Taking a seat at the table, I begin scrolling through my phone's feed while shoveling cereal into my mouth. I'm barely a minute in before I realize that I'm not even reading anything on my phone screen. There are words, but they aren't saying anything, just paragraphs of probably fake personal events and vague calls to action. Have they always been this vapid? I decide to finish my breakfast without any literary TV statistic distracting me. Afterwards, I rejoin Damien and Vinny in the living room, both of whom are absolutely enthralled by the hockey game playing on TV. With every hit of the puck or a rogue shoulder check, the brothers explode with either excitement or devastation. The two also take turns assaulting me with more hockey trivia than I'll ever be able to use, particularly about Vinny's favorite goalie. And then he got into a fight with the entire hockey team and was transferred to this one. He's great. He's not that great. You just like him because he gets into the most fights. Yes! You sure like this sport? Heck yeah, the game's just kind of my thing. That guy that's up right now is also cool. He's... Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, that's a load of bull. Why didn't McDonald get the penalty? That guy sucks. Vinny, language! Sorry. Vinny, tell him about your collection. Oh, I got all the bobbleheads for this team? Let me show you. Does he actually like the sport or just the constant brawling? Is there really that much of a difference? Yeah? Jokes aside, yeah, he actually likes it despite the ice. We should play some street hockey sometime once it warms up, you know? You up? Not if it's always this chaotic. Relax, there's protective gear you can use. That's not the point.
Here they are.
The young boy dumps an armful of beaten up plastic figures into my lap. Oh wow, that's a lot. Vinny grins as he takes each of the wobbly-headed figures and gives them a brief explanation of who exactly they are. This bruiser here, he's known for his mean right hook. Oh, and with descriptions like that, I'm absolutely sure I'd rather just sit out of any game involving Vinny. Soon enough, I feel a distinct vibration in my pocket. Pulling out my phone again, I check my notifications to see a text message from Olivia.
Ding dong, room service. Come drag me out of bed.
Figured she'd need help. After all, there's no way she's dragging herself anywhere with that knee. I excuse myself from the living room and head towards Olivia's room, with Damien giving me an approving nod. I make sure to knock twice before letting myself in. Morning, sleepyhead.
Morning, stupid head.
With Olivia's wounded knee, carrying her is even more difficult than before. I hate to admit it, but I almost dropped her at least twice on the way. Thank Raptor Jesus for Coach Sully's training. But at last we're here. Welcome back to the land of the living. Morning, Olivia. Olivia, eyes still closed, mumbles at what sounds like a good morning as I set her down on the couch. How ya feeling?
Alright, I guess. Still a bit groggy.
What about, you know... I pat my knee, which Olivia seems to pick up on.
Oh, right. It feels a bit better. Tingly feeling's gone, but it still looks swollen.
We might need to redress it then. Hopefully it should be more manageable by Monday. By the way, what did you do with the ice pack?
Oh, Guts is using it as a waterbed.
Sure hope it doesn't pop. Stagnant ice pack water sounds terrible to be in. Damien and Vinny start shouting in victory as the home team gets the final score.
What a slap shot!
Heard the excitement in the room. Watching hockey again? Sophia settles onto the recliner, opening up her laptop. Oh, the school's weekly newsletter just came in. Turn down the volume, Damien. Sure thing. Alright, first it says there's a basketball game this Friday against the Tail Spikes. In preparation for finals, tutoring will be open after school for everyone that needs it. Damien? I got it covered, Mom. Liz is helping me out. I hope so. Senioritis won't be tolerated here. Oh, this is interesting. To all our students, you are invited to St. Hammond High School's 201M 2023 BC Winter Formal. Winter Formal? Damien yawns and stretches his arms behind his back. Yeah, some event for seniors they got every year. Basically a dance, but more fancy. Like the biggest event of the year. You know, next to graduation or prom or whatever. I don't think any of my previous schools ever did something like this, just regular dances. Immerse yourself in the serene beauty of the wintry night sky with music, food, entertainment, and much more. We will also be hosting a special memorial for one of St. Hammond's finest teachers who has recently passed, Mr. Trent Yadakon. Shoot, that's gonna be tough to see. The event will take place at the Valcaldera Convention Center on Friday, December 15th, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets for the Winter Formal are now on sale online or on Mrs. Prockling's class in room 211, $15 for one and $30 for couples. Please read our event dress code to know what will and will not be allowed for the formal. Have a great weekend. Go Feathertails! Well, it seems like you three have something to look forward to next month. Mrs. Payne closes her laptop with a smile and sets it aside. Mom, it's about that time. She gasps and checks the clock on the wall. I nearly forgot! Vinny, get your kimono on. I'll start the car. It's called a gi, Mom. Oh, he does karate or something? I'll probably be running some errands while he's at karate practice, so I'll be out until dinner. I'm sure Vinny didn't mean to karate chop my throat as he got up. He's just eager to get to class. The background from Olivia helps to clear my airway quicker at least. Well then. Damien switches on some game and slumps in his familiar position in the recliner in mere seconds. I don't even know how he keeps track of the blur of colors on screen. I thought it was going to give me a seizure if I looked too hard. So you two are going together and smooching, right? powerful crushing force attempts to pulverize my fingers into mulch. Oh my god, Damien, you can't just start a conversation like that. Olivia's hand relents and leaves my palm feeling tender. Relax, I'm joking. Sorta. Your arm's around her shoulder and all. When did that get there? I go to remove it, but Olivia holds on tight. Yeah, well, you plan on going with the winter formal with Liz? Hell yeah, why wouldn't I? That was a fast answer. He shrugs. Well, the formal, I don't... Well, I mean, I'm still stuck at home, you know? Crap. Yeah, you know when you'll get the replacement chair? It could be a week, could be longer. The mail system around here is annoying. Jeez. Hey, I'll come visit every day after school. Aw, thanks. Still, that's at least a week of her not stepping foot outside. Damon was only half joking about us going to the winter formal, and that's definitely a good idea. But first... Hey, Olivia. Oh. When you get your wheelchair back, you can go anywhere. Where do you want to go? Anywhere. Wait, so you're asking me out? She falls eerily silent as she turns her head towards me, eyes wide open. Yeah, I'm asking you out on a date. I'll take you wherever you like. Olivia's mouth opens and closes while she looks at me in astonishment. Olivia, you... I find myself trying not to laugh. Olivia threw herself at me in the strongest hug I'd ever felt. Her arms, even her tail wrapped around me, pressing me tightly against her as she laughs in that cute gremlin giggle of hers. And while that giggling is infectious, my face is pressed against Olivia's ample bosom. Come on, guys, get a room. No, too happy. Getting a little hard to breathe now. Gosh, this is the first good thing to happen in forever. I can't even move my arms. Olivia's caught them against my own sides. Wait, she's shifting. We're on our sides now, and I can finally pull my head up enough to take in some air. Sweet death roll! So that's what's happening, as I feel myself flipped over Olivia for a split second, and then I'm back to being beneath her. He's gonna fucking lose his leg. Have you guys ever seen that fucking video of like the gator like chomping on another gator and then doing the death roll and killing it, like ripping its leg off? Shit's brutal. And then back again, with just enough time to breathe. Olivia, we haven't even decided where to go! I feel like I'm on some kind of personal carnival ride, being spun wildly around across the living room floor in Olivia's arms. It's fun, but very, very dizzying. When the gator finally tires herself out, I find myself laid atop her. And while I should feel very embarrassed about our compromising position, I'm grinning ear to ear looking down at my equally happy and lightheaded girlfriend beneath me. You good, Inko? Pretty wild response. You just asked where the date would be. Doesn't matter. Her voice shrinks, enough so that even as close as I am to her, I can barely make it out. I was hoping for so long. Seeing that gentle smile of hers, it sets my heart aflutter. So, where do you want to go? You decide. I got nothing. Me? Somewhere I can take Olivia to really show her a good time. How about a picnic? See if it warms up a bit and check out some of the more scenic places around. Val Caldera is beautiful. I want to explore it a bit. So do I. For a brief moment, the connection between Olivia and I feels stronger than ever as we stare into each other's eyes, till she goes right back into keeping me in her warm, scaly embrace. Sure, it was right in the middle of the living room with Damien still present, but none of that matters to me. I was complaining about PDA last time, but Jesus Christ. Get a room, you two. The rest of our day was spent in that living room, playing more games on the old TV. Hours flew by and Olivia kept switching up games. I think she was trying to find something that I would particularly enjoy. Or at least be good at. Shame then that I seem to have been born lacking any gaming talents at all. We all still had fun at least. When the sun began to set though, I decided I should head home. I needed a shower and change of clothes, and both of Damien's parents were still out. It felt bad when I left Damien's place that night. Or rather, I felt bad looking at Olivia as I walked away from his house. Wow, whatever. It only grew worse as I went from the metro to my quiet neighborhood and ultimately our empty home. Seeing the small pile of letters at the front door made me realize that what that feeling was. Loneliness. Maybe I should have just waited to ask the Paynes if I could have spent the entire weekend. If I did that, would I be overstaying my welcome? I don't want to abuse their hospitality after all. That's kind of what Olivia was feeling, you know? Then again, your relationship with them is different than Olivia's. Withdrawing my phone from my pocket, I said Olivia just sent me a new doodle. Oh, sick, new doodle? Hold on, new doodle, new screenshot. Where is it? Where's your screenshot tool? Ah! There we go. Oh wow, your phone is cracked, huh? What happened to your phone? Coming tomorrow? Well, I can handle a little loneliness for now. Sure. Kicking my door closed, I head for my computer so I can continue talking to her online. I lose track of how much time we spent instant messaging and sharing videos, but by the time I check my computer's clock, I realize it's past midnight. It's 7:30 in the morning, Jesus Christ. I think the clock's not dynamic. I didn't even go through my typical routine of checking for updates to my forums and blogs. Shoot, I'm gonna be exhausted tomorrow. Totally worth it. The next few days went very similar to the first. Visiting the Payne residence and hanging out with Olivia's family became my new routine after school. On Monday, I got around to shoveling the snow off of the driveway like Randy had asked me for. It was laborious to do, but it felt good to get it done. Felt even more rewarding when Randy thanked me with some sashimi hair mentioned during the weekend. Oh, my brain was swapped to Japanese completely there. Like, what the fuck is sashimi hair? Some sashimi he mentioned during the weekend. Eventually, I'd gotten in the habit of leaving sticky notes for my parents, letting them know where I was. Not that they cared too much as long as I'm home by bedtime. I won't lie, spending most of my afternoons watching Vinny and Damien yell at the TV wasn't particularly entertaining, but Olivia's presence was enough for me. On Friday though, while Vinny and Damien were preoccupied by a foam sword duel in the backyard, I decided to plan for our date. The weather that weekend was supposed to be warm, and I managed to convince Olivia that this would be our last chance for a real picnic. That only leaves the location. We've been arguing well into the night over text, trying to decide where to go. I think the beach would be nice. It's gonna be so cold. No way, the marine layer will screw with the weather. How about we go back to the arcade? Seriously, that place smelled horrible. Haha, you're right. There's nowhere worth going in Volcaldera Bluffs anyway. Volcaldera Bluffs, huh? Does Volcaldera actually have bluffs? Yeah, dummy, the place was named after them. Have you ever seen them? No. Sounds perfect then. But those are ages away. Come on, it'll be fun to get away from home for a bit. Fine. I'll be over in the morning then. Okay, sure, nighty-night. I let my phone rest on my bed and as I smiled to myself. I'll have to look up where exactly the bluffs are in the morning, but I'm sure they'll look nice. And if not, well, there ought to be something exciting there. After researching our destination and getting dressed, I did one last check of myself to make sure I hadn't forgotten anything. Wallet, phone, water bottle, extra sunglasses, written instructions for the metro lines we'd have to take. I'm officially ready to go. Before I leave, I make sure to leave a sticky note on the fridge to let my parents know where I'll be. Maybe they'll finish watching daytime television in time to see it before I get home. Ha! It's only a short trip to the closest station to Olivia's neighborhood, and a short walk from there to her house. Do palm tree leaves don't like... what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, do palm tree leaves not, shed? Or fall off? I guess not, huh? But why is it snowing in an area where there's palm trees? The paint's place is as welcoming as ever. It's starting to feel a bit like a second home by now. In the chilled weather, the yard's growth has slowed, but it's starting to peek through the thin layer of snow. How about not commissioned to mow now, too? Should let Olivia know I'm here. I'm here, you ready? I'll be out in a minute. Is the door unlocked? No, don't come in yet. But... just stand by the curb and be ready, this is gonna be cool. Oh boy. I stand by the curb as instructed, facing the door. After a moment, it swings open and... whoosh. A green blur shoots out the door and directly for me. I know better than to flinch. Olivia's tail slams the ground and brakes her to a halt with a stylish skid. You're here! I am. And it looks like you finally got your wheelchair. Yeah, it came in just yesterday. Didn't want to tell you to make it a surprise. How's that new wheelchair smell? Dummy. While it looks the same, I do notice how it's lacking all the old scarrings her original one had. So did you hear it? Hear what? Exactly. I can sneak up on you now. In your dreams. So you ready for our date? There's a sudden rush of jittery nerves in my chest. It is my first time taking someone out on a date. Trying to rationalize it still doesn't help my nervousness, though. Yeah, I'm ready. She looks at me with a timid smile, hands held together as she tilts her head slightly. She's wearing a new floral hair clip. Come to think of it, it's the first time I've seen her ever accessorize. That hair clip looks cute, Olivia. The worry in her grin melts away into a fully joyous smile. Thank you, Inko. Which also helps to ease me at my own. With my renewed confidence, I step around at Olivia and go to grab her handlebars. Oh, wait. You've been out all week. You probably don't need any help. Oh, no, it's fine. Her tail takes my wrist and guides my hand to the handle. I don't mind at all. Alright, to the metro station? Yes, please. With Olivia in tow, our date begins. On the metro, I'm lucky enough to be able to find my normal seat. Olivia folds the seat up and places herself right next to me. Something's different. Oh wow, Christmas lights? I swear, they start setting up earlier every year. That's so fucking true, Jesus Christ. The white fluorescence of them, combined with the dim lighting of the metro's lights, give the cabin a more cozy feeling. I felt my photographer's instinct kick in, but quickly remembered that I didn't bring my camera. Soon enough, the whole city will be covered in holiday stuff by the end of the weekend. A mental image of a twinkling Vol caldera at night is a pleasing thought. There'll definitely be some photo-worthy shots during that time. What do you think of all of it? Decorations? I like them. Why wouldn't I? Yes, but what's your favorite? I think wreaths look pretty nice on the lampposts. And I like all the crappy snowmen and other snow angels in the yards. I've always wanted to make my own. What about the mistletoe? Yeah, shut up, you. Actually, I'm curious, are there any dino-specific traditions that you guys celebrate during the winter season? Olivia cocks an eyebrow at my question. Hey, I didn't know you guys celebrated end of summer, so I'm just curious if there's other Saurian-centric holidays I don't know about. Nope, just Christmas, or whatever holiday people celebrate around this time. There's probably no dedicated one out of spite of the cold. That's fair. Now, I can't help but think of doing some ice skating with Olivia. Surely there's wheelchair access for it, right? I believe there is wheelchair access for skating. I know you're able to get, like, skates on your wheelchairs. I look down at Olivia's wheelchair to imagine how it'd work, and something interesting catches my eye. There's a small compartment underneath her seat, almost like a cubby hole with some things inside it. What's that? Oh, I decided to bring my sketch pad with me. You know, since it's my first time going to the Bluffs, I wanted to draw out the scenery while we're there. Maybe I shouldn't have? Huh? Oh, no, that's completely fine. I was just thinking how I should have brought my camera for the same reason. So I'm glad one of us came prepared. As long as we enjoy our time there, that's all that matters. You're right. Olivia takes hold of my hand as she rests her head on my shoulder. Eventually, the metro arrives at our destination. After disembarking the train and leaving the station, my digital map indicates the park is still about a block away. As we make our way there, we soak in the sights of this area of Val Caldera. Just like Olivia predicted, many of the surrounding buildings are getting decorated for the holiday season. I've never been around these parts of the city before, only seen them on car trips. So this is a first for both of us. I can only imagine what it'll look like once all of this is set up. Yeah, maybe we can come back here for the visit once it is. I like the sound of that. We enter into the park's main parking lot. Looks like there's a decent amount of people here this evening, which is surprising given that it's still relatively chilly. Then again, such a prominent landmark in the city would still draw in a crowd, even with certain weather conditions. Oh, there's some food trucks. That'll cover the picnic part. Looks like they got a decent variety of things. Tacos, sandwiches, chicken. Shoot, looks like they all have a bit... looks like they all have a bit of a line to them. Plenty of time to do other stuff. I'm not very hungry yet anyways. Glancing around, there's a few gaps in the tree line with trails heading into them. I'd wager they're natural trails, maybe birdwatching ones. You want to try one of those trails? Olivia looks almost disappointed as she glances between me and the food trucks. We could grab a snack first before we head in if you want. She simply shakes her head. I can wait, plus I don't want any arm cramps on the trail. Alright, then let's go. Here we go! Olivia and I head towards the sign indicating where the trail begins, leisurely walking across the dirt path. The mood is somewhat dampened by the hikers to our front and back, but it doesn't make the natural landscape any less calming. Honestly, I wasn't sure you'd agree to this. What, a date? No, the hike. You don't seem very interested in nature. Well, I normally wouldn't, since a lot of places outside of the city aren't built for people like me. But I thought it'd be nice if you were here. My heart flutters for a second. I'm glad to hear you say that. I think it's a nice break from how busy everything else is. Out here, it's just you and the world, isn't it? Yeah, I can see that. You plan on sketching out any landscapes? I was planning to before we got here, but I think it'd take too long. Just a sketch then? I'll think about it. We continue for another few minutes, admiring the passing scenery. There's less hikers than before. I'd noticed some hanging back for pictures or moving faster ahead, but that was a while ago now. It's just us and the trees. You think any of the others are into this sort of thing? Oh, did my stream crash? Nice! The others? Liz, Damien? Nah, probably not. Unless it's community service or something, Liz wouldn't be interested, and Damien is only interested in setting ants on fire with a magnifying glass. Something wrong? No, I just imagine Mia driving a tractor for some reason. Mia driving a tractor? Pfft, seriously? Yeah, you think she could pull off the farmer look? I refuse to imagine that. Regardless, a mental image of the burgundy-wearing bruiser in overalls and a straw hat invades my head. I hate you. Shaking the thought from my head, I look around to reacquaint myself with the trail. Something's off. This place is quieter than I thought it would be.
That's how the woods are, city boy.
We live 15 minutes apart.
Yeah, I like quiet. It's nice to not have anybody to worry about. No Mia, no Ben, no Prockling, no Scalar. We have the whole world to ourselves, and nobody else can ruin that.
That's a good way of looking at it. I pat Olivia on the shoulder, and she lets out a low groan as she rests her head against my hand. Are you tired already?
No, just enjoying us.
If it wasn't a cloudy day, I think my face was starting to get burnt. Another several minutes later, and we're still going strong. Are you still doing okay?
Yeah, I'm still good.
Still a bit surprising to me how your arms don't just give away from pushing yourself so often.
Well, when you've done it for as long as I have, you start building a tolerance for it.
And you've done it for a while, eh?
As long as I can remember.
Olivia?
Ah, crap, what the hell?
I turn to face her, looking at the source of the sound. The wheel on her chair is stuck in an indentation in the trail. She's struggling to push herself out. Without a word, I quickly step behind her and grab her handlebars, helping Olivia push herself from the natural trap.
Thanks, Inko. But what was that?
I'm not sure. I take a closer look at the trail to investigate. The indentation that Olivia got caught in extends across the entirety of the trail. It almost looks like a tire track? I think he got stuck in a tire track. What's a tire track doing on a hiking trail?
Maybe somebody got lazy.
Suppose it's supposed to be pedestrian traffic only. But you still need vehicles to come in around for trail maintenance. Even pedestrian-only trails will have paths for vehicles to get around usually. I feel a wave of nervousness overcome me as I glance around the breadth of the trail. When's the last time we saw a sign? Aren't there supposed to be maps around to tell us where we are? Where's everyone at? Where's everybody else? The realization dawns on me. I have no idea where we are.
Huh? Dude, seriously? I thought you planned this whole thing.
I thought we were following the signs.
Well, we need to find out where we are. I don't want to die out here.
The trail has to lead somewhere, right? We keep going, we'll find something.
Can't we turn back?
And risk getting turned around more? We can't be too far from something. Just follow the tracks.
Okay, I trust you.
With a heavy sigh, I lead the march along the trail we're on. It's probably some kind of service road for park rangers or maintenance workers who keep the trail safe. If that's the case, we're bound to run into something or somebody that can guide us in the right direction. For every minute that we keep looking for a sign of salvation, the darker it gets. Olivia suggested that I use my phone to find the right directions. The lack of bars throws away any means of traversal guidance. Though I keep reassuring Olivia that we'll get out eventually, there's a tinge of worry that's beginning to grow in the pit of my stomach. The last thing I want to do is spend a night in the woods. At best, I know that as long as I have my phone's compass, we won't be moving in circles. So westward we are bound, following the trail at a more cautious pace. It's as we crest a blind turn north that we finally hear salvation. Why, hey there! Oh, thank Rafty Jesus, finally another living being. The scruffy-looking gent looks to be a park ranger. You two lost? Yeah, we sort of got mixed up on the trails and couldn't find any maps. Haha, sounds about right. Happens all too often around here. Anywho, I'm assuming you two are looking for a particular site to see?
Yeah, do you know the way?
He hums in thought for a moment, with his head sweeping left and right. Finally, the ranger smiles and points at a particular path, just wide enough for Olivia's chair.
That one there will lead you to the best view here. Then all you need to get back is take any trail east. They all branch off near the park.
Thank you so much, sir. Don't mention it. Call me Ranger Teddy. Teddy? What a nice guy. Taking the ranger's direction, we go down the narrow path. The thin pathway continues on for another 30 minutes and ultimately leads to a secluded table and railing. The most breathtaking view. Olivia gasps as her eyes peer over the protective rail and takes in the vista that is the Bluffs. Ugh, I got grease on my mouse. Fuck. No! Over the edge, I can see a number of branches jutting from the cliff face, and past that, the ocean laps at the base of the bluff. While I look below us, Olivia's eyes lock onto something further away. I follow her eyes and... whoa. I'm really regretting my camera now. Because what I see is a 1 in a million shot. Taking a spot on the rakery wooden table, I feel it groan beneath me. This spot must be one of the less trekked to if the stuff here is in such disrepair. Knowing that, I feel that the spot is more private. Like our own little view of Val Caldera. Hey, Inko? Yeah? She holds up a sketch pad, giving me the sweetest, pitiful look. Do you have time to... Yeah, oh yeah, of course. I'm sure we can manage to get back as long as the sun is still up. Her smile radiates with the power of 1,000 suns. And her hands quickly flip the pad open to a fresh page and start on the sketch. Compared to her deliberate strokes when painting or doing calligraphy or calligraphy, her sketch pencil moves in quick, rapid strokes. Her head is constantly moving between the page and the cliff view. And her eye carries an ember in it, akin to when we'd gone to the arcade. As Olivia is engrossed with drawing the beautiful bluffs, I'm engrossed by the beautiful girl's drive to create. Still, time passes and the sun slowly moves lower and lower. A cool gust of ocean air blows over us, and I see the shiver run through Olivia. Checking the time, it's only about 4 o'clock. I curse the short winter days because Olivia is out of time. Olivia. Almost done. Page is almost fully used, showing a very rough duplicate of the cliffside she'd been focused on. Her final touch was to add a simple signature in the only blank space she had left, holding the full drawing up in triumph. Wow. I know, right? Sheer smugness radiating from her grin lasts for all of a minute. Wiped away by another ocean breeze that makes both of us shiver. Even her nose scrunches up in irritation as she sniffles heavily. Holy shit, that sounded like a fucking shotgun. Especially as it bounces off the cliff wall. I think she even managed to spook the seagulls nesting in the branches down below. Bless you. She grumbles her thanks as she wipes her irritated nose. You okay? Yeah. She sniffles again. Sea air just sucks. The atmosphere is cooling rapidly, too. We should get going then. Some more food would be good. Not yet. When she sees me, my questioning look, she continues. I want to see the sunset first. You sure? That means we'll have to take the path back in the dark. We'll be fine. As proof, she shines her phone's flashlight at me. Alright then. Instead of going back to the bench, I stand beside her at the guardrail. Slowly the sun starts to dip, as if sinking into the sea. Just watching the natural world move on. Simply me, Olivia, and the wonderful view in our little private spot. Fingers gently wrap around my hand, and I reciprocate until our palms are interlocked. At last, the sun crests over the horizon, completely, the last ray of light illuminating Olivia's tiny smile. Ah, we didn't get a CG for that? Come on. I wanted to see that smile. thanks to Ranger Teddy's directions, finding our way back to where we started our hiking journey was easy, even if it was a bit too dark for comfort. Eventually, we make it back to the parking lot, just as the street lamps were turning on. When we return to the main area of the park, it's also gotten a lot less crowded. Some of the food trucks have called it a day and left as well. We're not cutting it close to the last metro home, right? Yeah, the last one will be in another hour or so. Phew, I was worried I was taking too long. Then we have to stay overnight, alone in the wilderness. I want to check out those food trucks now. Here, here! Looks like some of the food trucks are still around, probably to draw in the late night crowd. And there's practically no lines for them either. Neat! Let's see, what sounds good to eat right now? What are you craving, Liv? Olivia? I glance over to see that she's looking over to a nearby playground. Looks a bit derelict, having endured the outside environment elements for who knows how long. Something catching your eye? It's just that I haven't been on a swing in ages. Really? Back when I was little, yeah, whenever Damien's family took me to the park with them. Then I sorta stopped, safety concerns and all that crap. I'm sure the trucks will be here for a while longer. Would you like to try it? Are you sure? I mean, it's getting pretty late. Come on, we got time. Okay, let's do it. Olivia wheels herself back towards the small play area of the park. I follow right behind, taking the short walk to examine the metal structure. The swing set looks rough, to say the least. The support bar's paint is cracking off, showing the heavy rust beneath. The chains are crusty, covered in sparse remnants of safety tubing. And the seats, they're so loose and wobbly I fear the entire thing would fall apart even if Vinny sat in it. Olivia, are you sure? Hold it steady, would ya? I grasp the chain to hold the plastic seat in place while Olivia hops over into it. The metal and plastic groan momentarily as Olivia settles herself in. She moves her tail aside so it doesn't smack into me. Oh, how considerate. Well? Aren't you gonna start pushing? Oh, right. Olivia snickers for a moment as I place my hands on her back. With a gentle yet firm push, Olivia begins swinging. It's a rhythmic motion now, to and fro. With every instance of her swinging back towards me, I push her with a bit more force to increase her momentum. Eventually, Olivia starts pivoting her tail to maintain her movement, meaning I no longer have to assist her. So, I position myself in front of her to watch as she swings like a pendulum. The creaking of metal becomes a simple white noise as I look on at her with ease. The cool night breeze and the swing's movements gently ruffle Olivia's hair. With a cherubic smile, Olivia's eyes close as she loses herself to the simple enjoyment of swinging through the air. See Olivia having a moment where all her cares are gone, where there's no troubles or drama consuming her? See her truly at peace. It's an image worth 1,000 words, one I hope to never forget. After a while, I sit beside her on the accompanying swing. Say, Olivia? Yeah? Her voice is a soft whisper of contentment. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about today. It was nice. Really nice, Inko. Thank you for taking me here. Glad you enjoyed it. I was worried. Don't be. How could I not? It's my first date. Inko. Yeah? About the formal... Oh, do you not want to go? Olivia's eyes open and I can see them tremble. I want to go, it's just... Gatacon's memorial? Oh. It's tricky leaning to the side, but I managed to place my hand on her shoulder for emotional support. I understand, Olivia. Whatever you want to do, I'll support you. Her fingers ring together. I know you will, Inko. So, could you support me during the eulogy too? My hand cups her cheek tenderly and I give her my most reassuring smile. Of course, Olivia. Her eyes close once more, and she leans into my hand, nuzzling against it. She sighs pitifully as I draw away, but still smiles. Thanks, Inko. I think I'm ready to go now. I nod gently and offer her hand to Olivia, helping her off the swing set and into her wheelchair. We hold hands as we begin heading towards the exit. I listen till Olivia needs her hand to help push herself. I guess things won't ever really be normal, but I'm okay with that. We grabbed our dinner from the taco truck, savoring the spiced meats on floured tortillas on the go. The walk to the metro isn't long, and before we know it, we're back on the train and racing back home. The ride back isn't particularly eventful, and it doesn't look like there's many people in the cabin with us. We both take the opportunity to admire the cityscape, especially now that it's reflected against the red and purple streaks that cover the city. 45 minutes later, Olivia and I share a hug before she departs the train and starts to make her way home. I watch her from the window of the metro as it takes off, and as her form disappears from my view, I feel an overwhelming sense of relief. That went really well. I hope she'll be okay for tonight without me there. Maybe I'll ask Damien to keep an eye out on her for me. I should stop worrying so much. She'll be okay, I'm sure of it. It's December. Winter in Val Caldera Bluffs is officially here. As if to celebrate the occasion, tonight is St. Hammond's Winter Formal. Hard to believe it's already here. It really crept up on me. Whenever I'd remember the event coming up, I just forced it out of my mind. Whole thing has me pretty anxious. It's like a date, but on a whole new level, like there's some formality to it. I better not mess this up. Anyway, I find myself with a new difficulty in my life. Over and under and around and under and tug. Ah! I reel and loosen the lethal neckwear from my collar, tossing the devilish cloth on the floor in frustration. Scanning over the step-by-step instructions once more, I try to find where I went wrong on my latest attempt. I consider going tieless, but damn it, it brings the whole outfit together. And I want to look good for Olivia because she'd be doing the same. Picking the slim fabric back up, I notice just how badly wrinkled and ugly it is. Time is running out, sadly. We still had class today, after all. Forget it. I have another shirt that works out with a tie and still looks good. Black? Dumping the fashionable noose in my hamper and swapping outfits, my thoughts travel freely. Everyone in the school was excited for the formal. Though Olivia... She looked excited too, but there's something just beneath the surface. Anxiety, probably, for Mr. Yatakon's vigil. Only Olivia, Ben, and I seem to remember that, the rest of the school having moved on by now. Ben had kept pestering Olivia about her speech, insisting to know what she'd say. The only thing that kept me from pushing the Stuco away was the fact that Mia would still give me the evil eye from a distance. In her janitor outfit. Ha! She deserves worse, but at least she's out of a hair. Check at the time says I don't have any time to try again. Tossing on the pièce de résistance, the coat, I exit my room and head down to my foyer. Tonight's gonna be the best night ever. Probably. Definitely. I'll make it the best night ever for the both of us. I head through the foyer towards my front door and... Wait, Dad's home. Still dressed in his work uniform, hunched over the bar with a half-filled glass. He hasn't noticed me. Well, not that it matters. As I open the front door, I hear a low grumble from behind me. Back by midnight. Without looking back, I head out. Wow. I don't know. His parents really fucking suck, Jesus Christ. The chill that washes over me is deflected by my formal wear. I can only imagine how hot this outfit would be in the summer. Then again, I did wear a jacket constantly for the first month of school. Speaking of, I can't decide whether or not I want to keep the sunglasses with my outfit. It's hard enough to see outside as it is. Somehow, though, it feels wrong to take them off. Hoping not to waste any more time, I begin to walk to the metro. I really don't want to be late, especially not for Olivia. The same ride I've taken countless times this year, but this time it has a sense of finality to it. The rocking motions of the cabin are both calming and nauseating at the same time, and I find myself teetering between positivity and negativity. If there's one night that I need to go well, it's tonight. No dodgeballs to the face, no falling into pools, no harassment from anybody. I pray that Yadakon's eulogy goes smoothly. Ping pong. I find comfort in the routine walk from the metro to the Payne residence. As I stand outside the house, I realize I forgot to bring any flowers. This isn't prom yet, so I think that's okay. It's December, and that means festivities. The house is adorned with a row of colorful Christmas lights. Guess we have to put those up too. It was worth it to see Vinny and Olivia smile like that, but man, at this rate, I'm gonna get jacked doing these chores for them. After a quick knock at the front door, I wait patiently for an answer. I hear some voices on the other side, something about being too cold, I think. It's pretty funny the first time, but they do this every time I swing by. I didn't think the weather bothered them that much. A moment later, Damien swings the door open. Hey, you looking dapper, bro. Hey, Inko, you looking snazzy. Thanks, this is all new stuff. Think Olivia will like it? Probably, but she'd probably just be just as excited seeing you wearing any old suit. Well, it's the effort that counts, right? Yeah, like I wanted to wear a t-shirt that looked just like the real thing, so I could be cozier and not have to deal with the ties and or other annoying stuff. My mom threatened to beat the snot out of me if I did it for some reason. Though I'd get away with doing it anyway. Thought I'd get away with doing it anyway, but then Liz threatened the same thing. Girls, right? Anyway, come in already. It's dang cold. He slams the door behind me when I step in. The inside is also decorated for the holidays. Sophia must have spent hours decorating, as the living room is tapestry of Christmas spirit. It even suffuses the air with the internal heating mixing with the scent of sweets baked with cinnamon. Oh. I'll have to ask her later to take a picture of this beautiful holiday scene within the living room. Liz and the Paynes are all sitting in the living room. I can't imagine how annoying that necklace must have been to put on. And that necklace, but that neck ring. Hey guys. Inko, is it true you ordered a... Shh. It's supposed to be a surprise for her. Oh. Thanks again, though. It's crazy getting one of those. Yeah, Olivia's gonna love it. I really feel like we should have pitched in more, though. Don't worry about it. It was my idea. Alright. Nice suit, by the way. Why, thank you. Damien nonchalantly takes the seat on the couch next to Liz and wraps an arm around her like it's no big deal. Damien looks at me and flickers his eyebrows. He knows what he's got. What a player. I should try that with Olivia. Mrs. Payne can't hide her excitement any longer. Aw, that's so precious. My little boy's all grown up now. Mom. Now, Damien, it's your parents' God-given right to tease you. One day you'll be doing the same to your kids. Sorry for moving around in the chair all the time. I am trying to get comfy. Bleh, you guys better not be like this all night. Where's Vinny when I need him? Vinny's with his karate team. They're having a big sleepover. Not risking our little rascal messing up anyone's outfit before their big night. Oh lord, yeah. The idea of acid on my evening gown? I just die. Damien sniffles dramatically. Oh, stop it. So, oh, don't worry. Olivia's just getting ready. Mrs. Payne's voice carries a tone of worry with it. Turning to her, I see the older women staring at Olivia's door. What is it, ma'am? She shakes her head with a smile, just shy of uneasy. Oh, nothing. I wanted to make the night extra special for her, so I decided to break out my old sewing machine. We're going to tailor the dress together, but... Another shake of her head. It's fine, Inko. Was it, though? What if it isn't? What could I even do if it wasn't? I nod and lean back, letting the small talk between everyone else continue. I will say, the Liz armpits are very weird. Like, the shoulder is so wide. My concern only grows heavier as we wait, though. And inevitably... That must be your ride. That must be your ride. Oops. Oh dear, I'll go and hurry Olivia along then. My voice is quick to cut her off. I'll check, Mrs. Payne. All eyes are on me, all questioning why. I'll check. Damien, Liz, can you hold the driver for a bit? Damien flashes me a thumbs up and heads out. Liz's body following along after. Don't take too long, okay? Her head departs at my nod. When I move to Olivia's door, her surrogate parents follow. Sorry, but can Olivia and I have some privacy? Please? Sophia almost protests, but thankfully Randy takes her hand. Better hurry, that driver won't wait too long now. They walk into the kitchen quietly, whispering to one another. My knuckles tap on the door just hard enough that Olivia had to hear it. Another couple taps. Olivia? My fingers wrap around the handle of the door and twist. Pushing the door open, I'm greeted by sheer blackness. Inko? The sound of my blood pumping is in my ear from Olivia's weak voice. Quick as lightning, my hand finds the light switch and flicks it on. And I see... Hey! The relief is so powerful I have to steady myself with a hand on the wall. I don't know what I was expecting. But Olivia's okay, just... You're not dressed. Also, that's such a good image, I want to screen cap that too. There we go. That's such a mood position. Olivia sits atop her bed, still in her clothes she wore today in school. Not the handmade dress that's on her wheelchair. It's eerily similar to a month ago, how she's curled up in her sheets with wadded up paper once again spread over her bed. The only difference this time is Guts sitting in my spot and chewing idly on one of the pieces of paper. Olivia picks him up, nuzzling comfortingly into her plush pet. What's wrong, Olivia? The rat is set down with a heavy sigh and Guts scampers away. With my spot freed up, I sit next to Olivia. Pick up one of the crumpled pages and unwrap it. To call Mr. Yadakan a teacher is to be unflattering. He was above and beyond that. He was beloved to all. The next line is crossed out. The rest of the lines are crossed out. They're all variations of the same few phrases, but put together in every possible combination. The strike-throughs grow increasingly more aggressive with each line deemed unworthy. I pick up another sheet. It's the same thing. Each new page is just crossed out attempts to get the thoughts in her head onto paper. Stop that. Olivia, are you okay? That's a stupid question. No, I'm fine. It's been months and I'm still not ready to say goodbye. Meanwhile, everyone else has moved on. Stupid, isn't it? I understand. You don't have to give a speech or anything if you don't want to. Olivia sags and sways until her head is laid softly on my shoulder. I feel her fingers intertwine with my own, and I finally allow her anxiety to escape with a heavy and slow exhale. The minute of tranquility is then shattered by a blaring horn. Beep! What is that? Ah, crap. I take my phone out to see the half dozen texts from Damien and Liz, all of them expressing my need to hurry up. Go without us. Okay. With that weight off our shoulders, I let my phone fall onto the bed next to us. I told him to go on ahead. God, Inko, I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize. No, you spent all that time getting ready, and Auntie even helped me with the dress, but I can't do anything. Come on, Olivia, don't worry about it. I don't need to go to the winter formal. I just want to spend time with you. And we could still do that. Still, I don't want to sit around here. Not again. Well, we could go out somewhere. Any ideas? Nothing comes to mind. We could just take a walk around and see what happens. The Christmas decoration ought to be in full swing now, if nothing else. It takes a few moments, but Olivia's eyes slowly begin to light up. Okay, that sounds a little fun. Besides, I'd hate to waste a night with you all gussied up like that. A sultry grin grows as she eyes me up and down. I'm blushing. I can tell I'm blushing. Anyway, sorry I couldn't do the same for you. It's fine. I'll find an excuse to make you wear it later. You wanna go now? Yeah, could you help me up? Sure. Thanks. I stand up from the bed and bring over Olivia's wheelchair, helping her into it slowly. Let's go. Grabbing the chair from behind, I guide Olivia out of the room and through the deserted townhouse. On the metro, it's strangely emptier than normal. It's just Olivia and I in the car for once. Now that I think about it, everybody is going to be at the foremost, so it really is just Olivia and I tonight in general. The metro gently sways us back and forth while we wait for my stop. I glance over at Olivia through my sunglasses. She's turned back, staring at the window, drifting through her own head as she repaints the world in her image. She does see things differently than most. It's a gift she should treasure more. Man, is this really okay? I get the feeling this is one of those things that she's always going to regret. Not that I should have forced her to go or anything. Still, I should probably try to do something about the situation, but what? My stop is in another 8 minutes. My head fills with thoughts of my empty home, and I consider... Is that where I should bring her? Some lonely, isolated place? Maybe. A slapdash plan forms in my head. It's pretty stupid, honestly. And I'd be making it up as we go. But it'd be infinitely better than letting Olivia just hide away more. 5 minutes. Olivia doesn't seem to be paying attention. Her head is turned, eyes focused on passing scenery through the window. She probably expects me to tell her we're at my stop. I could feel the train slowing down just a bit more. So I stay silent and turn my head towards the window too. I guess she must be deep in thought, because even as the train stops at our station, she doesn't budge. The moment of truth. Doors slide open, and then they shut. The train continues. We're now in untested waters. The train takes us to an unknown destination. Hope it's a good one. After a few minutes, Olivia comes out of her reverie confused. Wasn't that our stop? Oh, was it? Whoops. Oh well. Oh, Inko, it's going to be hours before it loops back around. Well, we can get off at this next stop and wait for a different train, or take a taxi back, no biggie. You don't seem that surprised. Well, I'm looking at it like an opportunity. We can go do something neat, something neither of us are expecting now, right? Yeah, I guess. I think that would be cool, yeah. The metro starts slowing to a halt. I squeeze Olivia's hand. Adventure? Yeah, adventure. Adventure! I gesture at the door in a polite ladies first manner. Then I start pushing her once she's away from the wall. The cold December air hits like a brick wall. Jeez, it's freezing. Oh, nice district here. We exit the metro onto a carefully placed stone path. The district is enchanting, older buildings of faded stone and brick with colorful lights casting a magical glow. Older but well kept. As we move along the cobblestone road, I feel as though Olivia and I had gotten off the train in another time period entirely. Gas lights decorated with tinsel replace the modern street lamps that normally light up the sidewalks. The difference between this place and the rest of Val Caldera is night and day, and manages to invite an even cozier feeling of the holidays. Whoa. It's the city's old financial district turned tourist spot. Hard to believe that it's managed to stick around after all these years. You've been here before? That took me once. So, what do we have to do? What do they have around here? Just some restaurants and shops, the usual stuff that any tourist spot's gonna have. But I think there's a few small art exhibits around here too, if you want to see those. Sounds good to me. We continue walking down and admiring the district side by side. There's a few other dinosaurs folks around the area, but it's noticeably clear that they're well wrapped for the sake of heat retention. Thick coats and puffy jackets were the primary apparel, with some added scarves and beanies to further aid in keeping warm. Though even with it being purely for necessity, there's clearly a winter fashion scene to take advantage of. A small but noticeable chattering noise pauses my current train of thought. I look over to Olivia, who's doing her best to stop herself from vibrating in her chair. Only now does it dawn on me that Olivia's hoodie is the one thing shielding her from the frigid climate. Hold on a second. I quickly undo my coat and drape it over her. Thanks. It's worth getting my ass handed to me by Snow Miser, if it means keeping her somewhat protected from the cold. Shall we? After a bit more walking, we find ourselves in front of a quaint bistro. Thinking about it, I am a bit hungry. There are a few tables inside, but the outdoor seating looks relatively open. There's even heat lamps near each table. I gesture towards it. Olivia glances over. She considers and gives a brief nod. When we enter, we share a mutual exhale as the warm embrace of modern air conditioning welcomes us. There's no line, but the tables are all occupied. The waitress behind the counter is sympathetic to Olivia's shivering, though, and offers us the patio table beside the largest heat lamp outside. Oh, nice view. Our order of burger and fries was quickly made, and we're ushered into the warmest spot in front of the restaurant. The warm burger and heated light invigorate Olivia. I hadn't realized just how bad the cold weather affected her, and I feel relieved as I watch the color return to her scales. And as she recovers, so does her appetite. As I slide my plastic basket of fries to her, I notice that the little square has gotten more populated. Despite the cold, several dino families fill the remaining seats, some with food, some just taking advantage of the heaters. Something going on? I poke Olivia and gesture around. She shrugs. After a few more minutes, an oddly dressed group crosses the middle of the square. Compared to everyone else, they're very underdressed for the weather. Wearing fur vests and oddly baggy shorts. There's 10 of them in total, a family of feathered raptors. Swallowing a mouthful of burger, I turn to Olivia to ask and see an excited grin on her face. You know them? Shh. Oh man, I forgot it's Friday night. There's always some live performers here. Just watch. Whoosh! Whoa! 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 An elder-looking dinosaur stands out front with a microphone. He must be the leader. Ringmaster? Good evening, everyone! It's a truly magical, frosty night out, so let's warm things up with a little bit for everyone. Each member is adorned with various hoops and juggling pins that light a blaze. So please, gather close and let the Ashtal clan share a little fire with everyone. And I will introduce myself. I am Firemaster Alejandro. I assure you tonight is a very special show. They continue setting up. A sign is placed nearby with their socials on them. I did a quick search and whoa. With these kinds of numbers, they must be quite the spectacle to garner an online audience of this size. Several children tug away from their parents and sit on a perimeter set within the rope. Set with rope one of the members had laid out. It makes me just a bit nervous, but they're professionals, I hope. We begin with the traditional Bateria del Fuego. A drum beat starts playing from a nearby amplifier. It's a steady, strong beat, no doubt meant as a metronome for the group. After a few seconds, the troupe begins dancing. Rods spun aflame, creating wheels of fire that they ran about the square. The crowd cheers as the embers sweep by them. The Fire Master, a grandfatherly-looking dino, is the wildest of them all. He wields a pair of chains, the ends of which are ablaze and he spins them about with reckless abandon. That man alone is a veritable firestorm among the rest of his troop, even going as far as to let the fireballs bounce off his body to create more unique flaming shapes. My steak fries sit abandoned as Olivia is entranced by the live performers, her silver eyes wide as she takes in a particular performer as he twirls about with flaming fans. Actually, looking at all the performers, they're all raptors. It's a family troupe. Shh. Indeed, all 10 fire dancers look to be a single large family, though there were some minor differences between them, the biggest one being small flourishes in their vests and props. The tempo of the beat hastens and the spiraling fire dancers move around their elders more swiftly. Then all at once the drumming halts, and the performers bring their fiery props to a halt before them. The older leader's chain swings straight up, the twin fireballs hanging over him for a split second. The blazing orbs ascend and... BAM! All the raptors exhale into their props as the fireball crashes into the earth, creating a great gout of flame upward in facsimile of a bomb blast. The fire recedes and the members of the troop regroup, the ringleader once more taking front and center. There's applause. A lot of applause. I didn't even realize I was clapping wildly until I felt my palm sting. The elder dino motions for the crowd to quiet down, and once we are all silent, he makes to speak. Thank you, thank you. His accent is thick and his tone gravely, further showing his age. For those of you who are new to us, we are the Ashtal clan, the Ashtail family. The other 9 members hoot together, blowing smaller flame pillars. Have been in these mountains since time immemorial. He saunters around the open square, casually twirling his chain as though there weren't a softball-sized fire at the end of it. Generations upon generation, we have entertained visitors to Vol Caldera. I, Alejandro Astel, am the 7th head of the family. He pauses to let the crowd take in the information, and then struts back to his family. There's murmurs, and even the other performers look confused as he wraps an arm around one of the female performers and moves back to center with her. And this is my granddaughter, Mikala. Alejandro pushes the young woman forward for a shorter or more lanky raptor compared to the stocky leader. She looks to be about our age. Greetings, my friends. Tonight is also a special show for another reason. It marks the 25th year I have led this group. It is quite a lot, is it not? Hard to tell when you're getting gray hairs when so much of it tends to singe right off. Pauses for a chuckle from the audience. However, the sands of time stop for no one. So, that being said, it is time I step out of the spotlight and give the new generation their time to bask in it. And as I take my leave, it is a great honor for me to declare that she will be joining the ranks proper. I have taught her everything she knows, and I am proud of her. So please welcome her in and expect great things from her, for she will be inheriting the title tonight. ¿Qué? The entire family is whispering to one another. now. This isn't staged?
Ah, Michaela, you are of age now. 25 years to this day, my own grandfather has bestowed upon me these chains of leadership on this very spot. The crowd woos. And on this, my 25th year of performing, I find that you are ready, my granddaughter.
The chains finally stop spinning, Alejandro now holding and presenting them to the crowd, and then his granddaughter.
Go on, the crowd, she awaits.
Michaela hesitates, her hand shying away from the chain as though it will burn her. I mean, she looks nervous.
Grandpa, this is... Up. I know you are ready for this, sweetie.
He looks her in the eye, and his once bombastic tone is now more soothing.
You have devoted your life to our traditions, absorbing all of the lessons in earnest. You have that fire inside you. Just look at the fire that I'm giving to you now.
The Fire Master turns to the crowd with a gigantic grin, his voice larger than life.
Do you agree, my friends?
A thunder of cheers and clapping echo, the crowd fully invested in the family ritual taking place. Someone starts chanting her name, and soon enough, even Olivia and I are chanting with them. Michaela! 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 Our voices invigorate her. Ah, look at the kids on the side. With a loud triumph and whoop, Michaela takes the chains from her grandfather. The balls of flame spin once more, far more wildly as she hollers uproariously with the crowd.
Yes, Michaela, now go! It is your show to run now.
The old dino meanders back with the rest of the family, taking up Michaela's abandoned baton before taking a seat amongst the crowd near us.
My friends, with great honor as the 8th head of the Ashtails.
The other 8 performers once more exhale tall pillars of flame.
Let the show continue!
With a graceful somersault, a new drum beat blares through the speaker, and the dancers begin to move with their flaming props. The new member moves with elegance. She's clearly had a lot of practice. That grandpa.
Whoa, hey, what was that?
What was what?
Your smile just faltered. I saw it. In the corner of my eye. What's up?
Aren't you observant? I just feel for him a bit.
The Fire Master? Why?
In a way, it's kinda sad. The great Alejandro will retire and his granddaughter will take his place. What's he gonna be doing for the rest of his life? He loves his job, and he just retired. He's never gonna do it again. He's going to enter his twilight years and know the best is behind him.
Is that what you think?
It's what I worry about. Olivia looks back to the show. The newest member dances elegantly. The performers laugh and hoot in the square with the new leader of the troupe. Compared to her grandfather, she's far more energetic. Her flourishes and sweeps are far faster than Alejandro's. But even still, for snippets of seconds, I would see some worry cross Michaela's face. Questioning herself, or her movement, or something. The look would vanish though when another of the troupe would pass her by, whisper something to her, or perform a duet move with her to help correct her. Taking the show now, it feels less refined compared to the first act, but also more real and vibrant. The Fire Master claps along and laughs to himself, giving reassuring thumbs up. Olivia looks to the old man, lost in thought.
Well, maybe there's a little truth there, but... I mean, look at him. Does he look sad?
No, he looks like it's the best day of his life. He's really happy for his granddaughter.
His granddaughter that he thought everything she knows. Everything he learned from his father one day the torch was passed to him and he upheld that legacy. He inherited for years and years. He had an amazing career and he raised her so he could trust her. And now she's ready to do all that herself. Again, it's a matter of trust. You don't think someone as old as he isn't able to tell? It's like an old tradition, you know? Only a poet could appoint another poet. Things change, people change, but a talent or a craft, it has to be passed down or else even the little things become impossible to do. Alejandro knew his craft well enough to perform for 25 years, and look at Michaela, she's performing just as well as he did. He knows better than us, Inko, so I don't think he's wrong for wanting to pass on his legacy. To pass along everything you know like that to someone you love. It's to grant that person their purpose. That's why he's happy. Life's full of uncertainties. To raise someone up to take your place is one of the biggest challenges. Moving forward with no fear of the future at all, making it so even the apprentice could become a master and pass on what she knows just the same. This all applies to Yada-kun and Olivia. That biggest challenge turns into a great blessing. To keep going, even when it burns. Always moving to a final victory. And in the end, he won. I wiped a tear from her eye. She leans into my hand. Somewhere in there, something changed. He started referring to two people. I want to tell her, but she knows. I think I'm ready. Inko? Inko! I got it! You got what? I really can't explain it right now. It's more of a feeling. It's like a flame. We need to get back. What are you waiting for? Let's go! She yanks my arm and starts burning rubber towards the direction we came from. Olivia? Go where? The formal, dummy! What? She races off back towards the metro station before I can even finish my question. Wait. The eulogy? I take off after her, the uneven cobblestone making catching up very difficult. As I pass the propped up sign, I stop, yanking a 20 from my wallet and dropping it into the tip box for the ashtails. The little girl standing by it beams at me with a toothy grin. I'll melt later, can't get distracted, where is she? Aha! I catch up to her, still speeding towards the metro station. Is there still time? It's almost 9. There's time, we can make it! Should we run back to get your dress? Olivia stops and skids to face me. It's the other way, we can't! Both our heads jerk sideways to the boutiques we stopped in front of. Our hearts skip a beat. In the distance, the familiar sound of Metro's arrival. We have maybe a minute. You got $200. Merry Christmas! Thank you, come on! Olivia drags me into the store, scanning for anything she'd find acceptable. What kind of dress do you want? I don't know anything about dresses! Okay, what's your favorite color? Green, the fuck do you think? Of course it is! Shut up! You know this fashion shit, you pick something! Okay. Time slows as I scan the shelves, cataloging all possible dresses in sight. There's about 3 green dresses on display. The lime heartburst wriggle dress looks like something I'd hurl on, and the Grand Verde classic wrap dress aged like faster than the wine guzzling wench that made it, which leaves the newer little True's deep green dragon. He knows all these names by heart. Wow. This is little... Yes, it's beautiful, I'll take it. I toss it over her, and she catches it. With the dress in tow, Olivia wastes 0 time and speeds right out the door with enough force to nearly knock me off my feet. I have to stop the shop owner from giving chase by hastily handing her 2 Benjamins. Sorry about that, keep the change, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays! Olivia's still ahead, trying to put the dress on already, and still move forward towards the metro. We're right there. Lift your tail! She understands and quickly shifts her tail in an upright position right before I grab her handles and keep rushing forward. Right as the door starts closing, I muster all the strength I have in me and boost Olivia into the cabin. Together we can show the world what we can do! I managed to throw myself inside before the door closes on my foot. I slide Olivia to the side and stop myself on the armrest of the opposing seats. I'm left breathless. The heck are you out of breath for? It's tense. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I finish catching my breath and sit in the seat normally. Olivia moves into her spot and keeps struggling to put a dress on. She tosses me her hoodie. How does this even work? Olivia waves the kimono around like a signal flag, confused as to what goes where. Here, let me help you out. I bought a smoking jacket a while back. Shouldn't be too dissimilar to wearing one of these, I think. A smoking jacket? I didn't think you smoke. I don't. I just thought it would be cool to have. I help Olivia off her wheelchair and onto the metro seat, since that should make the process easier.
It takes a bit of trial and effort and a quick snoot tube tutorial, but we eventually get the Naga Juban on and kimono on. Totally aced that pronunciation. The Nage Juban? After making sure all the knots are tied securely, and her tail is poking out of the accommodating slit on the back of the dress, I help Olivia back onto her wheelchair. Wow, that's so good. Well, how do I look? I take a good look at Olivia in her dress. Even though this was a last minute, she still managed to take my breath away. You look beautiful. You're just saying that. I am, and it's the truth. Wait, do you still have the tickets? I reach in my back pocket and pull them out, offering her to see. She takes one and stares at it intensely in her hands as though it were gold. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. She glances up at the terminal, 9:30. We can make it. It'll be close. The speech might go a bit over the limit, but we can make it in the last minute. Okay. Oh, okay. Olivia starts hyping herself. Her lips move, but no words come out. Olivia's head would occasionally bob in approval or shake in disapproval too. There's a heavy tension building in my chest. The LED clock display in the carriage looks like it's going to thrice as fast. I can't tell if time is going too fast or a train is going too slow. For the whole ride, she speaks silently to herself, probably rehearsing the new speech she just pieced together. Man, I love seeing her like this. With my phone, I check Google for the fastest way to the convention center. We're cutting it really close, made worse by my discovery. While I don't want to disrupt her concentration, we have to transfer lanes at the central station. Olivia is still lost in her rehearsal as I push her out of the train and race through the full railway station. I curse the building's layout, the second line having been built what feels like miles away as I try to get as I try to get us to it. At last I see it, a sign directing to where exactly the convention center tram is. Downstairs. With a silent curse, I beeline for the nearest elevator, Olivia's wheelchair becoming an incidental plow as we push through the late-night crowd. The elevator door looks positively ancient, but that doesn't matter. My full palm slaps at the button roughly as even more adrenaline pumps through my veins. Right now, I feel a sort of hyper-awareness, and the rest of the world is going at a snail's pace as I repeatedly jab the button. When the doors finally lurch open, I practically shove Olivia through, startling her from her thoughts at last. Inko? We're going to make it, we're going to make it, we're going to make it! Inko! All at once, I feel my energy plateau. Slumping heavily against the handlebars of Olivia's wheelchair, my body finally registers how hard I pushed it. With a gasp, I'm floored completely, my lower body excessively heavy as the muscles within my legs wail in pain. When the elevator door opens, Olivia thankfully wheels herself out. I hang onto her handlebars while I drag my feet after her. The transfer train is there, thankfully. You're gonna make it, Olivia. You said that already. Inko, are you alright? She peers back at me over her shoulder. I simply smile and wipe the sweat from my brow with my sleeve. Getting aboard the new train, I allow myself to collapse on the seat by Olivia. Olivia keeps looking at me with her moonshade silver eyes filled with worry. My only response is a tired smile and a thumbs up. The second metro line goes just as fast as the first. 9:45. I don't dare interrupt Olivia here. She continues mashing all the right pieces together in her head. It's not just a speech, it's an all-new part of her she's suddenly awakened to. Inko? I glance over, she offers a hand, and I take it. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you. I gently grasp her hand for the rest of this metro ride. Eventually, we pull into the station. We're here. 9:57. It's right outside, a straight shot to the front door. The doors open, and a few couples start exiting. That's fine, people leave these things early all the time. The tinge of fear mars Olivia's face. I give her a reassuring smile and start pushing her out past the inflow. The convention center is just up ahead, covered in what must be hundreds of feet worth of sparkling fairy lights. A 10-foot tall Christmas tree stands near the entrance, topped with a star that pierces the night sky. I turn the corner into the parking lot end. The chatter of milling couples entering cars or walking past us to the metro. My pace slows to a walk. We can't have been that late, could we? There should be a few minutes to spare. There should be. As more couples trickle out the door, a tired figure stands at the door. It's Ben. He's holding the door open for a few more couples. I stop in front of him, and when he notices us, he stops and stares. Ben, what? What are you two doing here? It's over. Go home. We need to do cleanup. But the formal, it ends at 10. Ben raises an eyebrow. Everyone should still be in there, just getting ready to leave. I peek past Ben. The place is nearly empty. We needed to be out by 10. It's 2 minutes past. No. Look, Ben, it took some time, but trust me, we got it. We can call everyone back, use a speaker or something. Just let Olivia do a last-minute speech. A last-minute speech? Are you fucking kidding me? Olivia, you made a commitment, and you failed. Again. Like always, you throw this pity party for yourself and someone else has to pick up your slack. You can even drop the act for Yotacon. Well then, Olivia, you won. You abandoned Yotacon so you could run away with your boyfriend and pretend nothing ever happened. Congrats. Dude, holy shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? I get up in his face. Olivia tugs softly on my sleeve to pull me back. He sighs. I'm not getting worked up over this. You got a speech? Okay, let me hear it. I'll be your audience, No. Thrilling. I'm moved to tears. Ben, what's gotten into you? Nothing. Just let me be for the night, okay? And Olivia. Stop looking at me like that. He takes a step back and lets the door close. I feel Olivia's consistent tug on my sleeve. A deep exhale. It's not worth it. The walk back to the metro is silent. From us, at least. The chatter from the couples around us is lively. Tales of a night well spent, how fun it was, impromptu plans being made to visit each other's place for the night. But Olivia's just left out of it. She was so excited before. It's like someone clipped her wings. Someone. I'm not letting that guy live this down. A heavy gloom hangs above Olivia's head. Sitting silently in the empty car with her, any previous words I had to help are simply gone. Instead, I lean closer to her, my hand finding one of hers that's balled up tightly in her dress. My fingers softly unwrap hers, carefully disentangling them from the soft cloth in her grip. Her head tilts upward, just enough that I can see the fresh tears trailing down her cheeks. Once more, I take her face into my other hand, my thumb wiping away one track of tears from her. A sorrowful smile spreads across her lips, small and feeble on the verge of breaking. Rising from the seat just enough, I bring myself closer to Olivia. The hug is awkward and shaky from the rocking of the train car, but I keep a tight hold of her, cradling her against my chest. Olivia's tears soak into my suit jacket, already ruined from our failed attempt to get to the formal. I couldn't care less for the damn thing, though. All that matters right now is being here for Olivia. My front door opens easily enough as I slowly wheel Olivia into my home. I don't know who is more tired, but I know for a fact I'm in need of a change of clothes. Olivia? She simply responds with a non-committal grunt. I need to change out of this. Another grunt. With a gentle sigh, I set Olivia's hoodie on her lap. I'll take you to the guest room so you can change too, okay? A third grunt, but with a nod. After I bring the girl to the guest room on the ground floor, I scale my stairs slowly. Once away from Olivia, I finally feel the full weight of all my exertions tonight. My arms feel leaden, my legs wobbly jelly. The want to just collapse and sleep drops violently on my shoulders. But I find the strength to haul myself into my room. It's a struggle to remove the sweat-soaked cloth from my body. Removing the undershirt almost made me slam my face first into my wall. Inko? Ow. The cool hardwood of my floor feels amazing on my scalding hot back, even if my tailbone feels bruised. Olivia's kneeling in my doorway, back in her usual hoodie. Seeing her concerned look helps to dull the pain. I'm fine. Good. She shuffles further into my room, her eyes roving over my walls thoroughly. I consider standing, but my legs could use some reprieve. So I simply reach for the clean shirt I set aside and slide it on swiftly. Nice room. Thanks. My knees ache terribly as I shuffle after Olivia, uncaring about how it may ruin my dress slacks. Olivia plants herself at the foot of my bed, and I take the spot right next to her. Her hands find mine immediately, and her head lands on my shoulder. We simply sit and relax like that. The stress from it all loses off me as Olivia nuzzles against me. It's an odd sort of silent serenity that settles on us. No sound at all, except for how breathing each puff of air taking with it more and more of our worldly troubles. Inko. Your voice is soft and steady. I'm sorry. About tonight. It's all my fault. I lean my head against hers and shake it in rejection of her statement. It's fine, Olivia. I don't blame you for anything Ben said. But if I had realized sooner... I shake my head again. What matters is you figured it out. And I'm sure that Mr. Yodakant... Her breathing hitches at his name. I mean, you understand what's important, yeah? Her head bob of agreement presses her silky hair against my cheek. What matters now is that we're together and enjoying the rest of the night, okay? She bobs her head again, and I can feel her anxious sigh escape her. So, what do you want to do? You could watch movies, or maybe I could show you some photos, or... Inko? I pause to hear out what she wants. I'd just like to stay here, with you. Of course. Another pause. But, what is it? Just name it, Olivia, and I'll do my best. Well, could you turn the lights off? The lights? Those lights? The ones with the switch all the way back at my doorway? My legs are practically cinder blocks now with how heavy they feel. But, if that's what she wants... Of course! Sheer brutal agony lances through my sore legs, but I manage to get to my feet. I swear I hear snickering as I slowly shuffle to the light switch. It must be my imagination. Once I manage to get to the wall, it's a simple matter to flick the switch off and douse my room in evening darkness. There's a gasp from Olivia, and I can just manage a turn without collapsing on myself. Olivia? The stars, Inko. Stars? In the dim moonlight filtering into my room, I can see Olivia's head turned toward my windows. Huh. No wonder they made suburbs out here. I guess? Olivia shifts back to her knees and moves to my window. Wow. You like stargazing? My dad used to take me out. The nebulas I saw back then, those colors, they've always stuck with me, swirling around in my thoughts. Managing the steps needed to reach the window, I stand next to Olivia and look through the window. It's a clear night with the moon only a quarter waning. I'd never considered it, but these new suburbs don't have much light pollution. Unlike Olivia's neighborhood. How long has it been since she's seen a night sky like this? My legs finally reach their tipping point, and I find myself collapsing into my desk chair. When my arm lands on my desk, my hands land on something. Oh, it's my camera. Say, Olivia? Huh? Would you like a better view? Of the sky. Here. I find my tripod and search my desk for my biggest camera lens. After some practice setup, the camera is pointed right out my window, aimed at the cosmos above. And then the whole thing is connected to my computer. Presto, our very own observatory. The screen fills with a beautiful high-definition feed from the camera. I slide it in the computer chair to show Olivia. Whoa. Wanna come see? I move to get out of the chair so she can have a turn. But in a flash of movement betraying her tired exterior, Olivia forced herself into the chair right on my legs. Feeling her weight press into me is... nice. It's really nice. I carefully aim the tripod bit by bit, aiming at the various sights in the sky. We see a distant nebula swirling about in blue and purple. It's only barely visible, but it's there. I should paint something like this sometime. I bet it'd be really pretty. I don't think I could do it justice. You don't think so? I'd like to see you give it a shot. I catch something in the stream for just a second. Hold it. Slowly now. I know I just saw something. Whoa. Is that... I think it is. A shooting star up close for us to see. Nobody else in the city gets to see this. You want to make a wish? Olivia thinks to herself and turns her head to look at me. You saw it first. Are those the rules? Alright. A wish. Okay, think fast. I wish things will turn out okay. That sounds good. For some reason, I always think you're supposed to pray a bit when you do this. Whoops. I look away from the monitor and smile at Olivia. So? I don't want to tell you. Besides, I think it's already coming true. Olivia rolled her eyes, though the screen lit up her smile too. I'm feeling her snuggle further into me. We continue looking at the celestial bodies that hung over us. My arms wrapped around her midriff, holding her as close as possible. It's how we spent the night together. Just us and the stars and nothing else of the world. The purr reverberating from Olivia and through my chest slowly soothed us both to sleep. Yes, that wish is coming true. Okay. I thought we were gonna finish tonight. I guess we're gonna have to save it for next time. So, thank you all for tuning in. My voice is starting to get really dry. Soon enough, I won't have to even try to do Olivia's voice. I'll just be doing it naturally. But, yes. That was definitely a roller coaster of a fucking ride, huh? Started off very sad. And then, now things are going better. And we started on a wish, or we started next to it, right? Yeah, we started on a wish, and we ended with a wish. So, I think I know what I'm gonna call the VOD. But yes, thank you all for coming. And I'll see you all next week, I guess. Thank you all for coming.